And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to D&D 5th edition, Usapait. My name is JC, or Jacob, and I am joined here by 5 wonderful people. Unfortunately, it was going to be 6 tonight, but Jazz is still in the toils of, we'll just say life, and let it be up to her to come back when she is able to. But we do have a lovely returning player I would like to address right now. Alpha, welcome back.
Thank you.
You're not you're not a replacement for Jazz's trip to Vietnam, but we are happy to have you here regardless. And now, I think there's only a couple little bit of announcements that we need to go over. First and foremost, thank you everybody so much for joining us here for this D&D session. If you're watching this live, thank you so very much. If you're watching the rerun wherever I decide to put it, thank you as well. And if you are not following and this is your first or maybe second time watching and you just haven't followed yet, make sure to follow. We love doing this. We love playing games, but we'd love to know that you enjoy it as well. And so just make sure to take some time. It's free and you can stop whenever you want to. However, we do not have 20 minutes of announcements to go over, and I am quite excited to be that guy and just start the session right away. And so, let's try to remember where we left off. Where we last left off, the group was finishing up a night's rest in the inn that they had to, or not had to, but decided to stay in as a group, as they have pulled together for a temporary amount of time to assist each other in getting out of the city safely, or to strike a name for themselves within. One member of the party was assailed by dreams or visions within her slumber, and Ophelia woke up in a dread state, feeling and seeing once again a city that had been burnt and turned asunder, and something stirring within the ashes of that destroyed place. The winds pull forth into Alinar Oren, the city that you all reside in now, and whatever is there, it bodes ill omen for the place where you now reside. However, the true morning came to all of you, and you could not stop the flow of time, and as so, you, took the job to steal something from a person of some importance house. Someone who had received a packet of the Northern Thirds movement as they had come through the city some time before. And someone that employs Becca wants that. And Becca has been willing to jockey for you guys taking credit for the mission and the reward, which is a pot of 1,000 gold pieces. As Glairon and Yoy had gone out to do separate things, 3 of you decided to take on this endeavor by yourselves in the moment and scouted out the property. A sudden, hasty infiltration was decided upon, and you scoped out and found out a couple things. 1, there's 1 butler and 2 maids within this house. 2, there is a... You have an idea of what is on the first floor, although you had only really gotten the outside. And 3, there are servants' quarters down below the house. where you had stolen a maid's uniform. As makes their way out of the building and all of you reconvene, you wanted to kind of pull back, make some plans, decided on what you were planning on doing, and as you were heading back to this place near closer to the end of the day, as you're afraid about the time schedule of this noble woman who was leaving the house for one reason or another, you heard the roar of a horn off in the distance. The three of you, not being, well, native to this spot, have no idea what you have to think of. And instead, we'll jump over to some people that we have not been watching over for the last bit of time. Glairon, you have taken a bit of initiative upon yourself. You have decided with your connections, you have the best chance out of anyone to take the high road, to talk to the Lord of the City, get approval for safe passage out of the city one way or the other, and avoid jailing as what seemed to be the path that Becca saved the five of you from last time. You had spent the morning basically convincing Yoi to come with you as a bit of a second voice, a second mind, and a alibi for if anything seemed to go wrong, just in case. She agreed, and the two of you went and sought out the Lourdes's house. Let me remind you and let everyone know who she is. Just because I have to pull it out as well. Nim Lurlane is the Lourdes's name, and you had paid, not paid for. I don't even know what the correct word of that is, but you had set for and obtained a slight audience with her. She had conversed with you a little bit, acknowledging your connections up in Alice Iril, and however still stated that there were security issues that her captains had been letting her know about. And as such, it is not necessarily her approval that you need, but rather the captains who patrol the walls that you would need to get some permissions for and do some paperwork for specific passes. You get the distinct impression that you will have to suck up to these people along the wall to get any way through, but hey, greased palms are better than your hands in handcuffs. And as such, you decided to make your way southward, as the current leader of the watch was on the southern border, as the Lourdes let you know. Yoi decided that she had to do a couple things by herself first. She stated that she'd try to get back into contact with the group, wherever they may be, but hopefully they're back at the inn. And as such, you had begun walking your way down to the southern walls. Could I just have you roll a d20 in general? Let me know what number it is.
1.
Sick. You begin you've been walking through this city for a while. The city is not small by any remark. And as such, you find yourself with your eyes wandering about. And of course, as last time that you went deeper into the southern region, you can see the fine, gilded nature of the city begin to peel back and reveal a bit more of the worn insides with worn down wooden porches of houses that you pass by versus broken windows that have been patched up with boards. You see people just generally regarding you as an armored individual, but not bearing the symbol of the town watch, with a little bit of caution, as you do look a little bit more dangerous than the average person walking through the streets. But no fear, just caution. You continue to walk this way, and as a kind of immediate thought that comes to your mind of any plans that you've been making for talking to the captain, any thoughts or promises that you think that you'd need to be making to the group to get them to say something the way you need to convince the guard, or anything else gets pushed to the side for a moment, as your day is cut through with the same sound that somewhere else your party's gaze shifts as well to the south, with the blaring of that horn. I would like you to make a history check, and you get advantage on this, actually.
Oh boy. $21.
21. You do know this, as this is something that you have studied. It's not your main area, though. It was just something that you picked up from a general class in college. This is a signal of return of a war horn. Specifically, the the divisions use these war horns to signal to friendly towns when they are pulling back or entering a residence. You heard this war horn almost a month ago when the Northern Third actually came through the city. And as a kind of thought in your head of deciphering, since you got above a 20, of what the to decipher what the actual series of notes do, because you can blow the horn in different ways to signify different things, it does come as a bit of a pull on your chest, because the sound of the horn that you heard when they first came through was simply an acknowledgement that we will be here and we will be gone, pulling through. This one is, we are coming and require assistance and attention. What would you like to do?
I'll continue making my way down to the southern wall and see if I can still get in contact with the captain down there to see if I can assist in whatever is going on.
Okay. You begin to make your way down, your heavy footfalls kind of bouncing off the stone and metal of houses around you, until you hear in the distance the sound of wooden wheels turning against stone and armored boots trotting alongside it. You make your way to the southern gate, and you can hear people kind of the sound of a crowd when it mutters or mumbles. even though they're talking in muted voices, the amount of people still makes the volume swell to a larger amount. And this is what you hear blanketing the sounds of horses, the sounds of carriages pulling in. You can hear the creak of the gates being pulled open. And as you make your way over to this crowd and get a vantage point where you can see, it's a parade of men that have kind of covered themselves in kind of larger cloaks. The days aren't necessarily cold enough to justify it, but you can see these soldiers in these carts, kind of pulling themselves closer to each other in these kind of feeble groups. Others on horseback, kind of trotting alongside with sunken eyes and sallow faces. Others you can see that are able to walk, and you realize able is a very important thing because some of them have arms that have been smashed and are held in casts and slings. Others that have bandages wrapped around the sides of their necks and faces. These people look like they've been through an attack. They bear the symbol of the Northern Third on all of their forms, and I want you to make one more history check for me. This one you do not have advantage on.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The general amount of people that you know in a in one of these regiments, for the Northern Third as an example, they contain 200 soldiers, is the general groupage. You are seeing maybe a little under 100. Maybe in the high 70s stepping through. Most of these elven individuals you see beaten, battered, trying to mend, but with the pace that they've taken, it has been difficult for people to heal. And it's another thing to note is one of the, at least in your minds, one of the great equalizers of the forces in Usapait is that they do allow people of non-elven descent to join and gain a sense of pride in these forces as scouts and runners and different tasks. You aren't going to see a non-elven descent person as a captain or a sergeant, of course, but they are foot soldiers. And you remember seeing people of non-elvish descent when they came through here. Haringons, satyrs. You even remember a small squad of centaurs. This is sorely lacking in the meager group of people that are coming back into the city. Something to note. Although there looks to be no one in direct elvish descent, outside of direct elvish descent that has come through these gates, battered and worn, You do notice, because they do stick out a little bit more, there is one individual that does not bear the symbol of the Northern Third. And Alpha, if I could have you describe what this individual looks like as you walk alongside people who have seen a section of what you see. How would you describe this individual?
So this individual is, I mean, we can get the numbers out of the way. 5'6", fairly slim-ish. Violet eyes, blue skin, and red hair. Condition-wise, though, kind of odd for the group, I would say. JC, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of their clothes look like they have been in a horrible catastrophe, but looking at the physical person, there seems to be a lack of that, I guess.
You see this person, Glayron, as they stand out from the crowd, not only because they do not hold this seal, this crest upon their form, but because they look like someone who has not necessarily been worn by the road back. Everyone else looks tired, bleary-eyed, just putting a foot in front of the other as you watch this individual look over the crowd and their eyes settle on you.
I guess I'll approach them.
You've been walking, Valdin, for days.
Mm-hmm.
But as foreign and odd as the feeling should be, the lack of exhaustion that has pulled you forward has felt correct. You needed to be placed into the new city. You needed to be not where you were left. You need to find someone that have some sort of spark. You're not sure whether that's in their eyes or actions or form, but you do know that you need to find it. They'll have more for you to know, something for you to do here. And as you look over the crowds of horrified and apathetic at the same time people, you see one individual, a high elf, clad with armor, blonde hair, and these deep oceanic eyes, sees your gaze. And even as you take a pause to question whether there is a spark there, or if it's simply the eyes that drew your attention, the individual begins moving towards you.
I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to stay a part of the group, and whatever happens, happens.
Okay. When you're able to move up to these individuals, and almost as you break through the crowd, it's almost like a snap of people realizing what they should be doing, and this flood of people kind of moving forward over, and you can hear the floors of asking, Are you all right? Is there anything that can be done? And all these kind of different quips and voices begin to raise as you can see the one of the kind of more senior people on a horseback just kind of warily raise a hand and try in a hoarse voice say, please, let us, and just his voice is drowned out in this kind of ensuing bit of chaos as the crowds swarm over and around the people. You fall into step with this person. They smell of ash and smoke.
Hello.
Hi. Where is this? I caught this group coming along, but I don't know where I am.
Well, you're currently in Alinar Oren, on the border between the northern and central regions.
Yeah, you're gonna say that, and it's just still a very confused look. Just not a whole lot of understanding what that means.
Why don't you tell me where you're coming from, and maybe I can direct you where you need to be going.
Oh, I know the name. I know the name. Oh, I know the. Neat Dore? Something like that. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the names of where I come or where I go. But I think that's what it was.
Interesting. And what brings you here?
Like I said, I just kind of caught this group. I don't know. I woke up and people were just, well, there was a lack of people. I didn't really know what happened, and so I just kind of started walking, and these people were going somewhere, and so I just went with them, and now I'm here, and I don't really know where that is.
You don't know anything of what happened to these people?
No, I just ended up here. Like I said, I just started walking, and here I am.
Well, as of now, the city is kind of on lockdown, so I don't think you'll be getting out of town anytime soon. I myself was just trying to do that today, but perhaps if you're going to be staying a while, you can come join me for a drink over in the tavern in the northern part of the city.
That sounds good. I'm okay to stay a while. I'm used to staying a few days and leaving, but sounds like a few days might be a little longer this time.
I will just nod and start leading him to the tavern.
Okay. You begin pulling him somewhere. He's definitely not sure where you're going, but seems to still step with a knowledge about him. It's odd. You don't normally see people step so confidently where they have no idea where they're heading. But as the two of you turn northward, the three who are already northward, where should we pick back up? You've scouted the house. You've been making plans.
If nothing interesting has happened, I think maybe once we get like to the house or near the house.
Mm-hmm. And the three of you are heading over to the mansion.
I think we should be somewhat coming to the plan. So I guess Aelin will kind of, with slowing down a little bit because Ophelia is in the backpack. Kind of just mention. So how exactly should we go about this? I mean, under his breath, kind of quiet, not trying to alert anybody in the area, but kind of pushing for an idea.
I think we should probably sneak in just through a window on the ground floor and then quietly make our way up. I'll take the second floor, and you and Ophelia, or at the very least you, should take the third floor and see what we can find. If you find the papers first, sweet. If I find them first, sweet. I have the empty backpack to grab some extra shit too.
And what if we come across the staff you mentioned earlier? I mean, is there any way we can scout through windows or anything we can do to make sure that they're in bed? JC, what time is it in Dungeon Master? What time is it?
Mm-hmm. You all have spent the first part of the day scouting and planning, and as you guys are walking back, it is going into the evening time as these two happened again closer to the end of the day, where everything's syncing up. So the sun is beginning to go down, but not yet.
It's like a rough,
like a
twilight.
Like we'll say for even, like, people haven't gone to like get supper or anything yet. It's probably more like a 4 leaning more into 5.
Okay, so it's still kind of, okay.
Yeah, there's still sun out. It is not dark yet.
Okay.
It makes it matters for one of your group.
One of the group is actually going to signal that she would like to speak by like pushing through the backpack on Aelin's back to get his attention.
Oh, you're like in the backpack, like straps closed. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I pictured Yoda on Luke Skywalker's back.
That's what I was thinking
over the
too.
shoulder,
I didn't know you were like in the back.
That's
Okay.
conspicuous, so no, I wouldn't.
Well,
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Ironically,
No more conspicuous than the sled trademark.
The sled.
Yeah, no more conspicuous than just you existing. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Where were we? The staff that you mentioned during your,
I was going to speak to
scouting
you.
run. Oh yeah. Oh.
Jeez.
I think.
Out of sight, out of mind, I suppose. And I guess now
Well-
I have to come out of the backpack, or you'll talk over me. I need Aelin to roll a Constitution saving throw.
What does that mean?
Just roll the dice.
It means you roll a Constitution saving throw.
Hang on, let me get. Oh, I think I know my Constitution.
And while you're doing that, Ophelia's going to talk.
How does it seem right?
I'm going to scout out the building my way, find the papers, get them out if I can, and then you two rush through, grab as much as you can, and get out.
Okay. I rolled a crisp 13.
Okay, thank you.
I don't hate that idea.
I think it could work.
It'll give me a chance to change while you do that.
That is true. I'm not the most quiet in this wardrobe I've chosen, but it would work better, I think, if with on the third floor and you waiting, because I can make a quick getaway if need be back out to either get back to your side or egress the building quickly.
Plus, if I take the second floor, I can act as a sort of buffer for you on the third.
Are we just taking odds and ends, or are we really, for lack of a better term, flipping this place inside out?
I mean, take odds and ends, but take the good shit.
Right.
Dungeon Master, would I know what the good things would be? The sleeper hits of a noble household?
Of this noble household, not necessarily, but nobles generally do enjoy the finer things. They'd have, better meats and wines. They'd have fancy implements. They'd have possibly paintings and tapestries. And, if they're a collector, sky's the limit.
Going by what I would guess, I would say the silverware, jewelry boxes, things like that.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that would be the obvious things for a common criminal to take. Okay.
And, yeah, make sure you leave drawers open, too. Make it look like we've been in there stealing shit.
You can see Aelin like taking a mental note, like doors open. Okay, yeah. And again, what of the staff? Are we, if things get loud, do they seem magic capable or anything that?
They seem like normal people. They shouldn't be a problem. Again, if you take the third floor, I should be able to act as a buffer for you on the second if someone were to come up. They should probably hear, or at the very least, I'm looking through the second floor before the third.
Okay. I think this is a reasonable plan. Are we leaving them incapacitated? I think that would be the best option.
If you do see one, I suppose we should try to keep it non-lethal.
Yep.
So, just a good haymaker should do it.
Okay, very well.
All right.
And Ophelia, sorry, real quick. Ophelia, will you be okay to fend for yourself out by the bushes? I mean, we had the guards just down the way. We weren't there long enough to see how they patrolled at night. I'm not too sure if what will be where the best spot for you to stay will be.
I'll have to take a look when we get there, but I imagine there should be somewhere I can sit, preferably close to the building.
I was able to hide fairly decently in the hedge. You should be fine there.
Okay.
The hedge it is.
And yeah, with that, I guess I'll keep walking quietly. Thinking to myself.
Sounds good. So the three of you are approaching the mansion. As such, the three of you do, and as you pull closer towards the address that you know of, you can see the windows are still flush with light. You can see that the balcony up on the third floor does not have anyone in it, though. And from immediate looking at the front of the house, Unfortunately, there are no windows for you to look through from the front side, as you remember. And as such, you don't see anyone moving about. Let's, I think, pull something over for all of you.
Ooh, are we getting a map?
Getting a map.
A map?
Do we have to sing the song? Are we supposed to sing a song for this?
No, it's copyrighted.
It is actually copyrighted. It's a little dark
quick.
right now,
Hey, yeah.
but we do have a map.
I'm so
Oh,
excited.
there I am.
I love a map.
Let me get you all what you need.
Who the hell are these two? Who are these bozos?
I just, you know what?
How did
Yeah.
these guys?
I don't have control?
Not yet. I'm working on it. You know
Hey,
what?
who the fuck are
What do you
you?
mean not yet?
You don't have to worry about those
Who the
two.
fuck am I? Who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you? Oh, I just got thrown into the shadow void. Okay, well, never mind.
Have fun in the ether, loser.
No.
You're going to the shadow realm. Non-copyrighted.
Non-copyrighted. All right. Boom. So, I'm giving you guys control over your people, and you're allowed to set up where you want to. The second you do place yourself on the map, though, I'm gonna have you roll a stealth check. It may or may not matter depending on where you've placed yourself on the map.
Okay, so the left side is the front of the house, I assume?
Yes, you are all at the front.
Okay. Come
We
on,
came in
buddy.
on one of the side. Where did? This is
I
embarrassing. Where do we
think
come in at?
I-
On this top side?
I think we were on the... No. We were on the bottom side.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
At the bottom side, okay. Stealth check, you said?
Well, we'll find out. I need to know where
Hmm,
everyone's
find
putting themselves first.
I think.
Oh.
I mean, I would have followed down and then one last. All right, let's do this, and I'll walk a little bit further down to kind of like right here-ish to try and get the most cover for Jocophilia.
All right. So Ophelia is going to be dropped over there in the corner.
Oh wait, I changed my answer.
Stepped away for a moment. What is transpired?
They're choosing
We
where they want to
exploded
start. They're choosing where they want to start.
I don't really have a hand in that.
You have a voice. You have a poke in the back.
Preferably, where's the door to get in? The back door.
The back.
Right
Is there-
there in front of you.
I'd imagine it's this little.
This,
It's right there.
that.
This is the back door. Here, let me change my
Okay.
color to red so everyone knows that it's me. This is the back door. This is the locked shed. Not shed, but like, you know, that window or cellar door.
Yeah.
A hatch, some would
The
say.
hatch, some might say. And that's the back door.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is the window that had climbed through.
And that one
Right.
goes to the kitchen.
Kitchen.
Yeah.
Yes. You got this.
Did ever rough draw a map?
Well,
Mostly a question for I guess.
in character?
Yeah, you know, like like a tavern napkin, tavern, I don't know, parchment.
I did not because I decided that me out of character was not smart enough to do this on the spot as when I tried to do it. So
Do not need to worry about that. Can you get me by that door?
Yeah, I suppose we can. JC, what was on the other side of the head? So I remember we had a house on the far side. Behind it, there was not really like an alleyway, right?
Yeah, there's not an alleyway unless if you're behind the house. On each of the other sides of the house, you'd be about 10 feet away from someone else's house.
I do want to be in the
So
alleyway
on
then.
the right
Okay.
and left-hand side, So the top and bottom parts of the map, there are other houses. Otherwise,
And the hedges are like the fence line. So if we
Yes.
jump the hedge, we're in someone else's yard.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
10-4.
let's go into the alley behind the building.
Yep. Man. All right.
I'm pinning it
start-
up here, like by the door. We can
Yep.
just go in the alley. We won't
I'm
get
s-
in trouble in the alley.
I'm so proud of one of you. Like, the stream can't see it, but I saw one of you put your health in already. I'm very proud of you.
Thank
Are,
you.
are we doing green? I don't remember. What we're
Yeah,
doing.
it's always green.
Yeah, for some reason, green is health around here. I don't know what the hell we're doing.
That doesn't make sense to me, but whatever. I mean, in my app, green is HP is red, which is
Red
like,
is such a
what?
confrontational color, isn't it?
Red's such a mean color. It makes you
Red
think
is-
that we're
red is mean.
immediately going into combat.
Yeah.
I don't know about
see?
you. I
Exactly.
played Resident Evil where green was the good color. Green was
Okay.
green was the
I don't know
color.
how this works.
Which James will never stop making fun of me for playing Resident Evil and not enjoying
Alright,
other horror games. So
It's a good horror game. Okay. So through the alley, which would be between the house and the hedge. So I guess Ophelia and I will trudge our way.
In the over here, out beyond the
That's
hedge.
someone else's.
No, that's the alley. And then, yes, we need to
Okay.
be here in the
but
in the
yes,
alley.
but okay. North south is someone else's house. This is an actual alley right
yes, it is.
Yes.
10-4. I'm so sorry for misunderstanding.
It's all good. It's part of the map.
All right. So yeah, I guess we'll meander our
DM,
way
you
down
can you
here.
can give Aelin the ability to control my physical form,
Okay. Will do.
so we can move together.
I'm throwing you in a river. That's a joke. That's a joke.
For legal reasons.
For
Like
legal
a bag
reasons.
of kittens, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. In the burlap, I'm gonna strap the
Exactly.
backpack shut, and it's like.
Just
As you toss me, I
why
like,
is
we
this
slow-mo.
backpack suddenly filled
the-
with rocks?
As like it's slow mo, I'm falling out the backpack. Mage hand goes out. It like grabs like one testicle and twists it like a full 90 degrees.
I was gonna go for a big wedgie, but that's so much better.
Wow, what do you have in here? Rocks? Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna still kind of try and like poke you around the corner so that as we're starting to kind of disrobe, you got two hedges to really kind of bunker up against.
Okay.
But that's kind of I guess where we'll and I'll drop you. Oh yeah, there we go. Can I like shift click Control 2?
While you guys are
Oh,
getting
where's that way?
undressed, I must begin my portion.
Let's
You see the arm come out of the backpack along with the rest of Ophelia, and she touches her fingers down to the ground, and you see a bit of movement scuttling from her sleeve, and then suddenly a spider appears. A spider has made its way from her sleeve, and she urges it forward to the house. This is the found familiar of Spider. It's not a particular fandom. Well, let me look this up before I say this.
Were we supposed to roll a stealth check?
Not yet. I haven't told you to.
Okay.
Thank gosh.
Just double checking.
While Harmony's in math, this is
Whatever. Go, my scarab.
okay.
And this is what I'm going to use to scout the house.
Okay. So, you put down this spider. Where are you sending it?
We're
Where
gonna
did they
crawl
go?
under the door, into the building to begin scouting.
Okay.
And
Let's-
while they're undressing, and I'm assuming changing, I'm assuming I'm going to have about 5 to 10 minutes to do this, give or take.
Yeah, it'd be closer to 10.
Okay.
But you got this little buddy.
Go for it.
Little buddy.
I will get into a comfortable position in the backpack.
You do have
And,
control over the spider.
We're gonna get comfy as my senses are now shared.
Okay.
I will say to them, tap me when you're ready, and we're gonna go forth. So let me open up 15 more tabs to do one spell. You know, the real experience. And we are going to go forward. I just need the spider stats. Okay, we're in. Let's go.
HP of 1.
Let's get under the door and get into the building. What do we see?
Okay. Let's reveal a bit of the building. So this bit was what they had described to you as a mudroom. And it is just that, this kind of staging entry place. Although the map's not showing it very well, so I'm gonna punt this little thing up to the front so you can just see the edge of a door that is right here, as well as another door here, and a window here.
With my 120 feet of sharing my senses, I should be able to cover the entire bottom floor. So I'm just going to stick to the corner of the wall in a stealthy-like manner
Okay.
and go through the rest of this building. So I'm just scouting out the area. I'm not looking at anything in particular at the moment. If something catches my attention that's of importance or something like that, let me know. But I'm really just skimming. I'm mapping out.
Okay. With that, you're able to go through, and I can open up the map of the first floor to you if you want.
I will stop my senses for a moment and beckon to one of them to give me like a piece of paper and some parchment.
Okay.
I got some of that.
Curling up on no real knees or anything, but getting comfortable. Laying on
Actually,
my
I
stomach,
lied.
kicking
I don't
nothing.
have any of that with me.
I don't have any of that on me either, and I don't think anyone has any of anything. So you're just gonna have to go by what I'm telling you.
I have a knife. Do you want a knife? You draw in the dirt.
Well, no, I don't believe what you're about. I will describe it to you as I do this.
Okay.
All right. I'll describe as you describe it to me. That's how I'll describe it to them as we do this. So the next room then.
Okay. You go through. You see the dining room as well. You see the kitchen, which, although I didn't put anything fun in there like I did everything else, I did just mark kitchen. You do see has one of the staff present.
What's she doing?
She is currently cleaning. You can see her washing different pans and such. Someone just dropped something on their head.
I dropped my phone on my mouse. I was like, oh my god. Classic.
You will need to make a stealth check. I'm having you make it at advantage since she is distracted.
Spiders have a stealth of +4.
Sick.
Same.
Is the spider confirmed?
21.
21.
At this point, that might be your best theory as to why.
In fact, does beat a 12. As you are able to scurry through, and you've got the bottom hallway that is familiar to the descriptions. We have the entrance room with the 2 staircases that go down, with the 2 doors to make it the ugly parts of the house not show to guess. We have another staff hallway, and then the central area, which did not get seen, you watch as it opens up into a carpeted floor with 2 golden statues of elven guards with spears lined before. Flanking on either side of them, you can see 2 spiral staircases that twist upwards to the next floor. You can see tapestries hanging along the walls. This looks like a reception room. No real time is left to spend here. Rather, people are meant to come here, ogle at the works of art that she has on the walls and standing in front of them, and move on.
How decadent. Moving forward, we'll move up the stairs, and this is where things get tricky. So if the spider blips out, let me know.
Okay. We'll have to check. Because, what do you got? 100? It's 100 before you blip out, right?
It's 120 before I blip out.
120.
So
So
the
you're...
spider will still do things, and I can let it know to keep looking, but I will not be able to share my... Oh, wait, nope. It's 100, not 120. I lied to you.
Okay. So, for that, we're going to go to the next floor. And we'll give you what the spider is able to show you. The second floor, as you remark to yourself how decadent, you are immediately given another example. As the second floor, as it opens up, seems to be dedicated almost solely for display. These 2 floors open into a large area where now you can see oiled paintings hanging from the walls. You can see these display cases of glass and crystal on either side of the room. The spider, unless if you want them to climb up on the display cabinets, can't see what's on them, but you do note them as display cabinets. You can see the large window that is right here that you can all see from outside, as well as the 2 smaller ones that mimic the downstairs. There are there's a singular door that you can see that is right here. And yeah, this seems to be some type of showroom floor.
I will tell them there's a showroom on the second floor. I can't see what's in the cases. There's 1 door leading off, but I can't see much farther than that. Let's try the 3rd floor.
Okay.
I forgot to use the gif of what's happening here.
Let's go to the 3rd floor. So the 3rd floor, you realize that the northward, luckily the northward staircase is the one that actually goes up to the 3rd, as the second one just gives kind of an elevated viewing platform of the display area. But as there are railings, your spider does not receive any assistance from that. As we reveal the northern side, this is what the spider can see. And as it is able to walk over to this side, you can see this section as well. As you can see, a kind of large open source, smaller library, you'd say, as you can see tomes lining the walls. You can see small kind of, not small, I should say, small in the relative term of they have an entire wall and they kind of get lost in it, but there are furled up pieces of parchment or scroll that are lining these walls that look like they have been folded and tacked or nailed up. So they're not displaying anything like maps. They're rather like a sheet of paper or a poster that someone has taken and then folded over itself and then nailed to the wall. Down into the corner, you can see seats and couches where people are obviously supposed to sit and read if they have taken something off of the walls. Furthermore, you can see again only one door leading anywhere, which is here.
The spider's gonna have to do reconnaissance on its own.
It's worth noting, does the spider understand you, or can you understand the spider?
You can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes and hear its turn. You can't have more than one. It doesn't specify.
Okay.
Are we sure that's too far?
You can communicate with it. It cannot necessarily communicate with you. So it's the spider will not be able to relay what it sees.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think this is as much as I can get.
it is.
I can let them know. Like, I can only get this side of the building unless we want to risk moving me to the other side. But
I think that
We-
gives us enough.
It should, yeah.
I
A
do
lot of
see one
unknowns
maid
on my
cleaning.
floor.
I could check the basement. I should have enough for that.
Absolutely.
Do we know if the lady has left the house yet?
You guys had left when she was moving around the house, and you have not seen her at this moment.
I haven't heard her or anything. It's like real quiet, actually. Let's hit that basement and then I'll let them do their thing.
Okay. The basement is extremely simple. I'll give you the description of it again. It is two connecting staircases into one thin hall of about of several different doors. You realize that these ones are, as you kind of peer underneath them, reserved for the front two are reserved for maids. The ones past that, you can see one of them that looks like it has men's clothes on it of like a nicer variety, like suits and such, and you could determine that might be for the butler. And then there are a few more that are empty, devoid of any specifics that you could assume are empty. At the end of it, as you've made a very small spider, I assume that can fit under doors, as that's what we've been doing so far. You can
Its size class is tiny beast.
Mm-hmm.
So
As it pushes underneath the very flush, like near flush to the ground door, it peeks up from the locked one that talked to you about, and it is a wine cellar.
any good vintage?
A lot of back ends of wine that you can't really read at this point, but you'd assume if there's someone to take vintage wine from, this is the person.
I'll check the other rooms and see if I can locate the other maid and maybe the butler.
Okay. You look through all these rooms. You do not. You are not able to locate the maid or the butler. The second one.
Okay. As I come back up, I'll like peek into the kitchen, real quick, like, and then get out of here and let them know if the maid moved.
Okay. She has not finished cleaning yet.
How much does she have left?
She has, you would guess, something that would probably take her about 15 or so more minutes. So if you dawdle, she'll definitely finish, but otherwise she will be in the kitchen.
Okay. Uh, the the spider disappears. It's shunting out of the timeline.
Thunk.
It's gone, and as my action in the next 6 seconds, I can bring it back to me.
Okay.
It went to the shadow realm, and now it's back to me.
Thunk.
I'm gonna let them know she's got about 15 minutes more of things to do. It may be unavoidable. I can't find any other maids. The general out of the second floor. If I had to hazard an educated guess, the study where the papers would be on the third floor. Everything worth stealing is on the second. So you might be able to just dodge the maid if you're real quiet about it.
Okay.
Okay. Very well.
Quick, Ophelia, can you do me a favor? Can you tell me, does the maid look like this? And I'm going to shape change my face into the maid that saw me through the window earlier in the day.
Both of you watch as the skin kind of bubbles and shifts until you see in front of you stands a slightly tan-skinned elven woman with long brown hair pulled back into a ponytail, and like darker eyes. It looks strikingly like the woman that was in the kitchen.
Vandry, bless us all. What are you?
Do I know what this is?
I mean, I'd love for you to make an Arcana check.
I don't want to ask for anything. I'm just gonna make it. What a hell? What a hell?
What the fuck?
Hey, yo! I might know what this is with a 22.
You do, as you, kind of, for a moment it shocks you, as you watch this person morph in front of you, and then your senses kind of come back to you. You're able to realize what has happened. Fae are plentiful on this place, and among them the shapeshifters, the changelings. You were not traveling with a tiefling.
And you never were.
Must have been the wind. Yes. Quite strikingly, even.
Well, maybe the shock will have to do then. And I'm going to strip out of my current clothing.
Oh
Mhm.
my.
Shamelessly in front of these two.
I'm gonna look away.
And then change into the maid's clothes that I had stolen and throw my clothes in the bag.
Okay. The two of you now have a dressed maid who looks identical to the one that Ophelia just stated was doing the dishes. What would you like to do next?
Alien, you should probably get out of that armor.
Oh yeah, I'm already out of it. I've been changing while we were getting the lore. Yeah, so I guess for prosperity or for convenience, yeah, I took my chainmail off, and I did also remove my super dope feathery cloak, leaving it for not only Ophelia to kind of cover herself a little bit with, being that it's a darker, fuzzier material, but also to hide my chainmail because it means a lot to me. And I'm just hanging out in my rapier on the side, backpack on the back still, just my common clothing, breechers, loose, roughly kind of basic shirt,
Okay.
nothing fancy.
Well then. It seems two of you are ready.
I am going to leave the spider with Aelin.
Okay.
He crawls into his ear.
Oh.
No, I give Aelin the spider. Aelin can set it where they wish.
Yeah.
I'm going to curl into the bag, cover myself with the cloak, and this is where the stealth check happens to hide in the bush and
Please.
not look like a person.
Please do so.
Can I have advantage because I am oddly shaped?
I
She's
will.
shaped like a rock.
Because she's shaped like a rock. You know what? Sure.
Move everything out of the way. I want to soar these boys across the table. Ooh, that advantage was needed. A 12's gonna have to work.
Okay. The other two?
There's probably some shifting as she's breathing, but this is as good as it's gonna get.
You see Ophelia place herself into the brush, try to cover herself with the cloak, and the spider is now on Aelin's shoulder. The two of you are moving.
And I will swap my senses back and forth every now and again to make sure nothing's happening near me.
Okay.
All right, Aelin, you ready?
I think so. By chance, just in case I come across anything locked, would one of you guys happen to have a simple knife? I left mine in the tavern room.
Here you go. I shouldn't be needing it.
Thank you. And I'll tuck it in my belt band, and then, well, very well then, Ophelia. If anything goes astray, I trust you'll, or at least this fella will get my attention.
The spider does tap you as that is the only way she can see and hear you right now.
Okay. Gross.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Well.
Stealthily,
Should click this bad boy too. Okay.
I'm going to move for the door.
All right.
Yeah, I will. Cast Starfall. Let's see it.
Both begin moving towards the door, and with the beginning of the heist, we're going to switch to another building for a moment. As two figures have made their way into a building of rest and respite. I said the same word in different ways, but don't worry, I'm just losing my mind. You can hear the kind of more slightly uplifting attitude as people are kind of filling in near the end of the day to kind of jockey for position for meals that are about to be served in about maybe half an hour to an hour. The two of you step into this place, and you, Veldon, kind of observe for the first time this piece of primarily high elven with a little bit of mixture of wood elven atmosphere of people gathering in their groups, Every person that has wanted to has taken some sort of drink. You can see different wines or ales or even liquors passed out among the bar where a couple seats are available. And you aren't sure what this individual is planning on doing next. Glayon, you have brought them here due to maybe a snap decision that this might be the best place to bring someone, or for another reason, but regardless, you are here now. What's the next step?
Going to sit down to get some, or just get a drink and wait for dinner, I guess, since you said it's like an hour, hour and a half out still.
Mm-hmm.
He'll look around to see if any of his other traveling companions are about, but obviously they're not there.
Now, as you look about, you gain further and further clarity and certainty. You have a guess of what they might be doing, a job, but you aren't exactly sure what that job is. So, as such, you simply know what they are most likely doing. You just don't know where.
Okay. Let's go grab a table.
Okay. Felden, you are led over towards a table that is currently being cleared off by a half-elven girl, kind of young with these like dirty blonde hair that is braided behind her as she's kind of clearing off a table. You see as Glairn kind of wordlessly steps up behind her to claim the table, and as she kind of notices him, kind of quickly finishes before like gesturing to it for it being his.
So, welcome to town. I was hoping some of my other traveling companions would be about, but it seems they're not currently here.
You have traveling companions?
For the time being, yes. I met them a couple days ago.
And where are they?
Honestly, I have no idea. I thought they would be here, but clearly I was mistaken.
So what are we doing here then?
Well, we're getting a drink.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of which, what do you drink?
Whatever you seem to recommend. Sounds great.
Waylon's gonna go up to the bar and get 2 mugs of ale.
Okay. You're able to procure 2 wooden mugs filled with the chosen beverage. As you kind of set down on, set one mug down closer to this individual, you, with a little bit more time, are kind of getting the same off, I don't want to say off pure brand, but like that same kind of, they're very close to a pure-blooded elf, but different. They're not a straight high wood or dark elf. It's the same kind of feeling that you got around Aelin. They are of Fey blood, not necessarily pure. As you slide them the mug and they kind of awkwardly tap the sides of it.
So you said you were sort of traveling through town, is that right?
That's just kind of what I have a tendency to do. At least that's what I have written down. Where are we again? Sorry, I tend to have a bad memory.
No worries. We are in Alinar Orin.
Okay. And I'm gonna like quickly like scramble to like grab like a gold piece and put it in front of him. And then like go back to just like holding my mug, kind of looking at it.
That's not necessary.
No, really, I do you no, I can no, let me grab you more. And he's gonna like probably five or six pieces in a handful. Bang on the table right in front of him. Go back to holding his mug.
This mug of ale was like a silver piece, wasn't it?
It was a copper. It was a copper piece. And with the sound of several bits of coin hitting the table, you do see there are a couple people kind of looking over at the two of you now.
You should tuck that back away. It's not wise to flash so much money around unless you're planning on gambling it. And even then, I think Lyron's gonna just push it back across the table.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna kind of like scramble, like grab all the pieces, and I'm almost gonna drop a couple, and I'll put them back in my bag.
Definitely not from around here, are you?
No. Are you?
Not from here specifically. I'm from a bit further north. Been in town for a couple of months, though.
Okay. Do they have food here? I'm starving. I have not had a meal in I haven't had a proper meal in a minute. Do they have food here?
They should. Normally dinner doesn't start for another hour or so, but I'm sure they have something prepared to serve. I'll
No.
try and flag down a waiter.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yes, is there anything I could do for you?
Yes, do you happen to have any dinner meals ready yet in the kitchen?
We are in the process of cooking something. Is the you requesting some sort of appetizer or something, or is the ale not satisfactory, sir?
Oh no, the ale is perfect. An appetizer would be good. What do you guys have on hand?
We have some breads for you. There's I could ask the chefs to try to procure something else, but I know that we have breads rolls available at the moment for you to break bread earlier if need be.
Bread sounds perfect.
I shall get you a plate.
Thank you.
Is that for the table, or does the gentleman need something as well?
That'll be for the table.
Of course, sir. You can see her kind of like give a small curtsy and kind of move away.
We'll have some food out here for you momentarily.
Thank you.
Of course.
Which I want to make a note that while that was happening, I took a couple sips of the ale, and every time I take a sip, it is just a really just like a wretched look on my face. Just, I mean, it's, you know, just something that you really don't want to drink, but it's like you're trying to be nice, right? Like somebody gave it to you, and so it's just really full.
Oh, you're a freshman at a frat party.
Is the ale not to your liking?
Oh no, it's fantastic. I just haven't had anything like this ever. I don't think.
I'm sure they have other options if it's not what you normally go for.
No. This is perfect. I wouldn't want to bother people, or I wouldn't really know what else to order anyway. So this is fantastic. Thank you.
If you're sure.
Very, yes.
All right. After a about 10-minute pause in the kind of conversation of the two of you, kind of awkwardly kind of circling around each other on opposite ends of the table, the steaming bread is brought out. You can see a small collection of butter next to it. And you can see the waitress kind of give the two of you a nod as she sets it on the table, slightly closer to Glaeren, and walks off.
Thank you. I'll slide the bread over.
I think I'm just gonna kind of take. Like, I don't know if any of you have had like I don't know if it's traditional African food or not, but they kind of have the big ball of, it's a bread-like substance, right? You take a handful of that and you like grab the rest of the food and you eat that all together, right, with your hands. That's pretty much what I'm gonna do with the bread and the butter. I'm just gonna kind of grab a handful of the bread and scoop up a whole a sizable chunk of any butter I can get my hands on. And I'm just gonna kind of shove that in my mouth and just start going to town on this thing. And halfway through a couple bites, I'm gonna look up and say, "Mouth very full. Oh, do you want some?"
I'm okay. You enjoy it.
I'm just gonna give him a nod and just keep going. I mean, there's probably pieces of bread everywhere. There's probably butter on the table. It's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be really, probably pretty bad.
Absolutely, and Glaeren, you are noticing the looks coming over from the other table as you have brought in this specimen that has become an interesting thing to look at. As you can see, a couple of wood elves have taken notice, and you can see a high elven man with a glass of wine has almost fully turn around into his seat to watch. You can see the wine swirling through the glass as you're just across the table from someone who is eating like they have never had the opportunity to eat before in their life.
I see. I'm sure that's fine.
Okay. And with that, the eating satisfied, we're going to swap back over to another building where people are approaching the house. And so, the three, one hiding, two sneaking, begin to move. I would love stealth checks from both players.
Fuck.
JC,
Fuck.
I'm terrified. I'm terrified.
Please, let's start.
All right.
Okay, I got
Oh.
14.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I thought I was going to have to wait to bust out this one.
Okay.
Is this what you had?
Is that what I think it is?
It's so stupid.
That is a
One
23
of
with a
those
natural
of
20.
you, right?
That is a natural 20 for 23. Dungeon Master.
Beautiful. Okay. What do you got?
I got a 14.
Okay.
Not quite as good, but should be sufficient.
Not quite as good. But the two of you move up to the door. And what's your plan?
With the knowledge that the maid is in the kitchen, my plan is to slowly move down the hallway.
Okay.
And then around the front into, what'd you call it, the reception area?
Yes.
And then up the stairs.
Okay.
Can I just do that? Do you want me to do that in
Well,
like an
your
initiative?
your initial basically we're in just kind of the soft thing of jumps. I'm asking you guys questions. You've stated what you want to do, and I state as the two of you move up to this door, it is locked.
Give me that fucking knife back.
Here I go again. No, I'm gonna have this spider skitter down and go to the other side of the door. What kind of lock is this? While they fiddle with this lock.
You have the spider push itself under the door and look, and it is a standard key lock. There is probably a set of keys somewhere that you are supposed to insert and turn. This is not a
Give me that knife back.
I'm pull out a belt. Bam, in your hand.
Well, I'm going to say fuck it to the door. I'm gonna come around to the window.
Spider's
follow
going
you.
back to.
Oh.
I'm going to
Gotcha.
Peeling.
Gotcha.
give
Tam.
me that open the way I did the others.
okay.
The sleight of hand, right?
Sleight of hand.
Give me that thing.
It is a natural one for a total of 3. Suna is back.
Well, you remember what happens
Can
to
I-
natural ones if you're using them for the incorrect part.
No.
I would like you to roll a d20 really quickly. Let me know if you get above or below an 11.
Oh, below. Way below.
You got below?
I got a 3.
You got a 3. Okay. As you work on like kind of fiddling in with the knife, this one seems to be slightly thinner than you remembered it being on the other side. And as you kind of give just a little more pressure and a little more pressure, it slips and the handle of the blade slams against the frame of the window, and you just hear this of glass shattering as the window breaks.
Is it open enough to get in, or is it like a pane of that, like
Like,
a small?
You've just shattered the pane of like pieces of glass, and you can see like large glass shards are now
Yeah,
littering
just
the
jagged
windowsill.
sticking out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay.
And yeah, what would you like to do now?
Well, suppose there's nothing left to do. Hopping through the window.
Okay. What's your
Alright, that's
passive
cool.
perception,
Get
by
in
the
here.
way?
Oh my god.
Mine, I'm pretty sure it's a 12.
12?
I think mine's 4.
Yeah, I don't have anything. It doesn't say on here anywhere in this dumb app, but
Oh yeah, it does not.
It's just 10 plus your proficiency score.
yeah,
Your
yeah,
perception.
Yep.
I'm not proficient in perception, so
Okay.
so 12.
That's still enough.
Is mine relevant?
I mean, the spider's currently on the outside.
Okay.
And I don't know if it has gone back. But basically, you do hear the sound of now these, like, kind of like
can we
harder
roll
harder shoes.
Initiative?
I'm saying because you got a perception, you get 1 turn of movement action, bonus action before she gets in. Because she started moving and you hear her move. As you hear that door open and shut. And that is what you hear. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna go right there and kind of like tuck myself against the wall as like far as I can go. And then when she like I guess opens the door or turns the corner, I'm just gonna like clock her in the face to knock her out.
Okay. Aelin, is there anything you would like to do as a reaction as you see your companion just kind of move over to the wall and prepare themselves?
I'm gonna duck. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stay. Well, oh, she's moving quick. Okay. I'll also try and get in, but I'll make my way. Make sure you can see it. I'll make my way kind of out through to
Okay.
the other side. Does this door open against the hallway this way?
I will also
Okay.
say, as you moved through the broken glass bits, I would like you to make a acrobatics check.
Acrobatics?
Yes. And Aelin, if you move through the window, I would love for you to make one as
I will
well.
also, yep, that I can do. Oh, that was almost critically bad.
But is it bad?
No, it's very good actually. I was waiting for but I got a 21.
Okay.
I swan dive through, hands first, like a professional swimmer through the glass, missing all of it.
Absolutely. Both of you are able to maneuver around these shards of glass and do not cut yourselves on the glass that has fallen on the windowsill. Aelin, if you'd like to move yourself.
Yep.
Okay. As that happens, you see the woman who you had seen before step through the door, and you can even see her head initially turn to the left as the slowly swinging door that Aelin had just went through catches her attention before she begins to look over towards the windowsill.
Well, we're swinging.
Okay.
Non-lethal.
She does not know you're here, so you have advantage.
Just trying to knock her out.
Okay.
Advantage, fuck.
She doesn't know you're there.
Okay, so that first roll is a 22,
Hits.
and the second roll is a 23.
Both of those hit.
So, well, that was, I only have one dice out for one set, so,
That's fine.
yeah.
She has an AC of 12.
Damn. So 1d4 plus 2. So that's a 4 on the dice, so 6 total damage. Let me know if she goes down.
Let me check her stats. 6 total damage? I believe, yes, that is enough. As Aelin, you move through the door, kind of like pause for a second, and you just hear the other door open, and then a quick thud as the body hits the wall. She is currently unconscious.
All right. I'm going to. I'll double back, I guess, and we'll start to try and make our way up in an attempt to make my way upstairs.
Okay, you can see the unconscious body lying in this kind of crook between the two doors.
Under my
As
breath.
you come through the door,
Yeah.
I'm just going to like kind of point back your direction for you to go.
Okay. I'll nod in recognition and start to make my way that way. Double back.
Okay.
You want me to measure? Are we measuring out, or am I free to slowly kind of walk?
You are free to slowly kind of just walk.
Okay.
I'm going to take out the pair of maid pajamas that I have. And let me know if I'm going too far here. I would like to try to tie her up with the pajamas that I stole.
Okay. Like bind her arms with the shirt and bind her legs with the bottoms.
Yeah.
Okay. I would like a sleight of hand check with intelligence rather than dexterity as the modifier.
Ooh. Okay. I see what we're looking at here.
Those are for knots. You can be very good at untying knots and crap at tying them.
Jesus fucking Christ. The one.
Okay.
Oh man.
You kind of like quickly work on tying this person with their clothes, and you can just kind of keep them kind of bound, pushed into this corner between the two doors.
With that done, I'm gonna take the short way.
Okay.
Into the reception area.
Alrighty. And you see this brilliant area with a massive rug coating the floor, these two golden statues of soldiers, and the tapestries across the walls. You see it at about the same time if Aelin wants to make just the full go around as you were busy tying up the person. And so
Yeah,
Aelin would have been able to fully...
I will peek around the corner before I go through anything down there before I walk brazenly around the corner.
Nope, you are all good.
Okay, perfect. I'll carry on. Remind me, what is this little thing there?
That is one of the staircases to go down to the basement.
Down to the basement. Okay, cool. I will push my way through the door, and yeah, I guess I'll just make my way in through here.
Okay.
Nothing of note on the way. Artwork on the wall.
No,
Small...
those two hallways look more bare than anything, and you can tell they are made for the maids and butler to traverse.
Okay.
The first floor seems to be nothing but a reception and dining floor. Little else.
As we meet back up here and start to make our way up the stairs, I'm going to pass the knife back to Aelin.
All right. As you head up to the second floor, since you have done several things that would break your stealth, I'd love for a stealth check again from you.
Oh, I would love to roll you another stealth check.
Thank you.
Natural 20 for a total of 24.
All right, this is what we're going for.
It's not quite the same effect, but
I appreciate it nonetheless.
It's all good. All right. Let me know. I can see which staircase is going up. Aelin, which one are you planning on traversing? From what
I'm gonna ask.
From what Ophelia said, they both go to the same place.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask again. Looking into the room, anything I can quick snag, grab. Small dress, small like desks with drawers that would have knickknacks or random parchment, anything like that in the area, or is it's mostly just a big open grand room?
This is a large grand room.
Perfect.
Unless if you wanted to like pull a tapestry off the wall, you're not going to find anything really.
Okay, I'll stay on course then. I will. I'm going to follow up the staircase.
Okay. As the two of you head up, there is another floor to go to.
I'll swap my senses for a moment back out into the world and roll you a perception check to see if I hear any guards.
100%.
What do my elf ears hear?
I don't know.
14.
14. As you kind of listen outwards, you can hear some sort of spout, some spat that's happening, some far off, like has to be hundreds of feet away from you. Doesn't seem to have any bearing on this. No one's in the back alley. Everything seems to be clear.
Nothing like guards, nothing like guards.
Nothing like guards.
Okay. I lock back in.
All right.
I'm going spider mode again.
Spider mode. As the two of you approach the top and enter into this display area, is there anything particular you'd like to do?
I'm gonna tell Aelin to continue up.
That
And
yeah. I'm gonna
if
keep up.
there's anything you need help with, just come back and get me.
That I can do, and I'll quietly tiptoe my way back up, continuing up the stairs.
While he's doing that, will you remind me kind of what's going on, like what's in this room? You said there's like a lot of good things to take, right?
Yeah, you look about. I'd say roll me a perception check.
I would love to. 11.
11.
Mid-Sean.
Mid. You look, and you can see that there are plenty of odd things in these kind of tables, in these glass cases. On one, you can see that there is taking up kind of 2 slots of this large portion over in the corner of the room. You can see a small twisted staff that extends about 4 feet, and kind of pulling out from the head of it, you can see the buds of yet to bloom flowers. On another case, you can see a crystal eye of like pure quartz for the back, and this kind of like maybe jade for the green inner section of the eye.
I want that. Throwing that in the bag. Something I want to note as I'm taking shit. I kind of want to, as I'm putting things in the bag, I want to slowly move my clothes up in the bag to keep everything covered. So that everything is under my clothes.
Everything is under your clothes. Okay.
Like if you open the bag, the first thing you would see is my clothes, not all this shit that I've stolen.
All right. So we've got that staff. We have that eye. You can see a small, a small little like bit of like blue stone, and as you kind of look at it, you can see like it looks like a smaller bit of red stone or metal is floating inside of it. You can see a what looks like a like an odd coin that is perched up on a little stand. As you kind of peer at it, you can make a religion check for me.
Sure. 10?
10. You look at these kind of like inscribed impression of like a shield that is on the coin, and you don't immediately think of anything that comes to your mind.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
Okay, so for the two that you've said you're taking, they are encased in this kind of crystal box. Are you going to attempt to carefully pull it? Are you going to smash it?
Hate to say I'm gonna smash it, but we're already smashing shit, so guess we're smashing it.
All right, what are you
Is
smashing
that-
it with?
Is that staff just out and about, or is that in a case too?
They're all in cases.
All in cases. Okay. I don't have much on me. I gave him my knife.
You have the people's elbow.
Right there. There it is.
Yeah. I think I'm just gonna have to do it that way. I don't have anything else on me.
Sure. Roll an attack roll on the... You said you were taking the eye first, so I'll move you over to the case that the eye is on. And you can make an attack roll.
All right. Oh my god. That's a natural 20 for a total of 24.
That will indeed hit.
You know, I gotta do it to him.
She gotta. Do you want to roll damage too, or?
I need you to roll damage because these have a damage threshold, and if you don't clear them, they do not get damaged.
It's fucking hate Baldur's Gate.
I had damage threshold in Pathlios too.
Fucking hate Baldur's Gate.
I had damage. 5 damage.
Yeah.
It does not clear the threshold as you hit into it. I would like you to make a perception check for me really quickly.
Sure. Eight.
8. Okay. You kind of look at it, and the crystalline display glass does not seem to be tarnished at all. Your people's elbow did not.
Do these not just open?
Would you like to make an investigation check?
Sure.
Make an investigation check.
14.
14. As you kind of like look around, not on the front, but on the back near the wall, you can see different locks. One for each case.
Okay, like, I don't have a key for that. I don't have anything on me.
Nope.
It's not like a dagger would really change my life out here. Anyway.
No.
Um,
As you're kind of like kneeling over looking at this, you
Have an
hear
idea.
kind of coming from the side this kind of cross voice with you of just, what are you doing? And you turn and you can see someone who has just stepped out, opening the door, and it is a older looking elvish woman wearing her hair down. I don't remember if you saw the other maid, but this is very clearly the other one, and she has her hands on her hips, kind of looking at you.
Sorry, I was just trying to finish up some chores and I bumped into this a bit harder than I meant to.
You're telling me that you somehow were diligent, quick, and precise enough to finish the cleaning downstairs to come up here and assist me, and yet at the same time clumsy enough to nearly bump over one of her display shelves as she begins to step closer to you. You're telling me this is what you're deciding to do tonight?
The clumsiness is what my quickness gets me.
I would like you to make a deception check. You can also make a performance check due to the nature of what you are doing. It is your choice.
Can I see this happening?
No, we're upstairs.
No,
That's fine.
Alien's upstairs with the spoiler.
I'm gonna go deception because it literally doesn't make a difference for me.
I had a feeling it
Stat-wise.
wouldn't make a difference, but I'd give you the option anyway.
Appreciate the option.
We're about options here. All
11.
All of them lead to ruin. She's gonna make an. I don't need to let you know what she's making.
Bummer.
It's probably perception or like investigation.
I wonder if you remember what I told you.
No.
I remember.
You see
Pepperidge
her.
Farms remembers.
Pepperidge Farms remembers. You see
Insight,
her.
probably.
You see her kind of with her hands on her hips, kind of looking at you, and goes, "Well, we'll see how accurate you were about the dishes." And she is going to begin walking towards the staircase.
That's too bad that I'm real quick. Okay. I'm going to start like, because she's starting to head down the stairs.
Yes.
I'm going to start by like following behind her, as if I'm like following to like come with her for her inspection
Mm-hmm.
of my work downstairs, and I'm gonna give her the same treatment I gave the other maid.
Okay. She is suspicious at this point. She is like almost like about to turn back to you to give you some more lip. And as such, she does see you as you raise your arms. You can see her arms go up to try and defend herself. So you do not have advantage on this.
That's fine. I don't need it. I lied. I might. 11.
Her AC is the same as the other ones, who is a 12.
Hey, JC.
Uh-huh.
How does this shit work? I'm second level. I'm a monk.
I'm cool.
I'd like to spend a key point to flurry of blows.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. First strike is a 16.
That will hit. AC is also 12 of this woman.
Okay. Can I give you the damage and then do the second one if it's necessary, or do I have to do both of them back to back?
You can redirect Flurry of Blows if it needs to go to another place, so give me the damage. She
Okay.
does have slightly more health. Not by a lot, but a little bit more.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna cut it. 3,
3 is not enough.
and then another 16 to hit,
That will hit.
and then 5. And this is non-lethal. I wanna... Yeah.
Her HP. The first one was 6. This one is 8. As you've dealt 8 points of damage, you rush up to this woman. She fends off the first blow as you knock her hands down, as she looks up to see her associate slam their palm into her face as she tumbles down the staircase. You can hear her body land some ways, maybe halfway down.
Can I search her for keys?
Sure,
That's investigation, right?
it would be.
9.
9. As you look along her body and through her pockets, you do not find any keys.
Find anything else?
what you are able to find on her body, there is a scrap of parchment with some notes on them. Some of them are crossed out, and it looks like there is a chore list that needs to be done. And you can see that there is a small rag that is bunched up into her pocket. It looks like wherever she was, whatever she was doing, she was cleaning, and had just thrown the rag into kind of that a pouch in the front of her dress before coming out to get angry at you.
Okay. So if there were keys, I probably would have found them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel. Why don't I go up? I'm gonna go back up. I'm gonna go into that where she came from.
Okay. We're going to move you over there. The door opens easily enough. You see where it opens to is a small hall that has just kind of this window and sunroom, a couple more pictures on the side. You can see paintings of the woman that you've seen kind of a bit from a bit farther away. You can see kind of closer up. She is a very, very defined and pronounced high elven featured woman. You can see just these, like this kind of fancy top section of clothes that the painting shows. And to the left of her, you can see other high elves that bear resemblance to her, of possibly family portraits that have been made for this hall. You can see another door to the right as well.
Okay, I want to look through that door, see what's in there.
The door is already slightly open, and as you peer through it, it is and it's not there right now, as it seemed to have disappeared, but it's okay. We're playing theater of the mind a little bit. It looks to be some sort of guest room that was in the process of being prepared. You can see a large, a nicely sized bed. You can see a couple, like a nightstand. You can see a small desk with a chair with a set of papers and quill that are set out if someone needed to write letters, and robes that have been in the process of being set and folded on top of the bed.
Okay. The paintings in the first room.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to take the frame off the wall, is there like a removable back?
Ooh. As you check those frames, I'm almost so disappointed I want to make it be true, but unfortunately there is not anything hidden behind those frames. It was just a very smart idea.
I am not worried about there being anything hidden.
There's no false backs.
Okay. I'm really looking for a way to remove the paintings from the frames.
I mean, if you had a knife, you could carve around the frame, or with your physical prowess, you can crack open the frame and remove it that way. These are sealed frames. They are older paintings. They are not meant to move a lot.
So just like pull the frame apart is what you're saying?
Yes, you with your ability and being able to deal more damage with your hands than most people would be able to crack open the frames like eggs.
Then I'd like to do that. Do I need to roll anything for that?
No, there's just some sharp snapping sounds.
Okay. I'm going to do that kind of one by one.
Okay. There are 4 total frames. 1 of her and 3 of older elvish men that appear to be possibly related to her.
Okay, and once they're out of the frame, I'm going to roll them up and put them in the bag under my set of clothing.
Absolutely. You can add um, sizable noble portraits ×4 as you quickly fill the bag that you have with with these paintings.
Okay. How about you go play with Aelin for a moment?
I was going to. I just wanted to see where you were about to stalk to next. But as
Uh,
you insist, we'll go to
I
the
think
next floor.
I think I might need Aelin for this next part, so I'll let him do his thing for a moment.
Aelin, you move slowly up the stairs and can see in front of you books on either side of the walls, these kind of large bookcases, different tomes of different sizes kind of dotting the wall. Window to your immediate left up on the northern side of the building, and a larger window in front of you. Where would you like to
And
go?
these here being the bookshelves, right?
Yes, and this is a door. The only
Yep.
door.
Oh man, I know. I have got a feeling I know what I'm going to find on the other side of that door, so I'm going to think about how I want to do this. I'm going to go over to one of the bookshelves. Is it pretty securely fastened to the wall?
In a way that bookshelves tend to be fastened to the wall, where they are hundreds of pounds because they have so many dense books on them, they seem immovable with you just testing their weight.
Okay. In that case, then I will grab a handful of the largest books on the shelf
Okay.
and just like throw them in the direction of the stairs, and then start to. I got the spider with me. Yeah. What way is the door open? That's kind of going to determine what side of the door I'm on. I'm going to be on the hinge side to get the advantage.
Hinge side is this side.
Of course, it's that side.
You just chose
This
the right
I
side.
can
It's okay.
pick. Yeah, it's 50-50.
50. What are you doing? You just get a straight up open the door?
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw the books, and then I'm going to hope that isn't making too much noise, straight murking that made, and try and listen in to see if there's any footsteps or noise on the other side of the door.
All right, so you're going to throw those books and intentionally make noise.
It very intentionally make noise, yeah.
Okay. I would like you to remake your stealth check as you run over to this side then, since you have intentionally
Okay.
made noise.
Okay. Oh, that is just spectacular. 19.
19.
Sneaky as a fox.
Sneaky as a fox. I would like you to listen. Make a perception check for me. What you got?
Right. Oh, that is not as good. My perception is a +3. Sorry, hang on. No, +2. That's a 7. Ouch.
A 7.
A 7.
Do I get anything?
I'll let you roll for the
I'm
spider.
I'm here too.
Yeah, I'll let you roll for the spider.
17.
17. As you listen through the spider's senses, you kind of pause for a moment as you hear something that kind of doesn't make sense to you in this situation, and it gives you pause. You hear like the light skittering sound, like a tap, almost as if like something more solid than like the soft sole of a shoe is brought to your senses from the other edge of that door, of like something is shifting its balance, and instead of like instead of it being shoes or even like harder soled boots, there is just the sound of like something dense and slightly hollow, a collection of those hitting the floor, as though you're hearing claws would be the first thing that comes to your mind, rather than feet hit a floor.
Hey, Aelin, do you know Morse code?
I was in the military. Would you give me that? I got soldier background.
Does Ophelia know a bit of code?
I don't know if Ophelia knows it.
Just a little bit. Just the letters.
Just a spoonful.
Just all of it.
How many?
Just
How
enough
much?
to spell out shit.
Shit. How many? How much of Morse code do you?
I probably don't know Q or Z.
At least you're honest.
How much do I personally know?
Yeah.
I know enough to know that it's dash that saves your life.
Okay.
I think SOS would get the. Well, nope, SOS wouldn't get the point across because I'd go bailing out the window to go help Ophelia.
Yeah.
All right.
I will
You're
say
not getting
I will
different,
let you roll a just straight intelligence check to see if this is something that has come about for you.
It's come about. That is that's a crisp dirty 20.
That's a dirty 20. What I was looking for was a 16. So that is enough. You would know of like basically of how to that's the thing is you'd know how to do like minor like getting people's attention, and we're gonna roll a bit of a check for Aelin to see if he understands if this is not something that's been lost between. But you can get out like short messages. Like you can say you don't have, for example, if I was gonna say there's something in the room, you'd instead say thing room rather than there's something in the room or thing in room. You'd only be able to get the middle part. You wouldn't be able to get any of the flowery language, if that makes sense.
So I was gonna do it with one word, but you're giving me a lot of leeway with it.
Yeah.
So do a series of taps for the shorts, like scrapes for the longs. Aelin gets the words. If he gets the check, beast, hide.
Please make a, I'm going to say survival check.
Survival? Okay.
The amount of just...
scheme. You don't got to scheme on me.
I'm not scheming.
Man, I hope I have a killer modifier here. You know, +2 doesn't hurt anybody, but it definitely doesn't help here. 4.
4.
Yep.
The spider is pawing at your side, but you are unable to understand.
Way too focused on the door. Yeah. Damn. All right. I'm gonna stay the course then. I'm gonna hang out right here and wait until something opens this door. Rapier out, of course.
Of course. All
Kind of
right.
against the wall, ready to
Wah!
around the door and get him.
Okay. You wait and wait, and you, even in your session of holding still, you hear the sounds of just the frames getting split open downstairs, and you hear nothing. Nothing else comes through.
Okay. I'm going to slowly reach across from where I am, across the door, try the handle. If it turns, slowly open it, staying behind the door.
Okay.
As I guess far away from, like, I'm reaching far across it to try and, like, just open it like that.
Alrighty. As you slowly draw the handle across, you see sections of this available at a time. You are slowly prying the door, and as such,
Oh, does it open out or in? Sorry, does it opens in?
it opens in.
Okay, cool.
And as you do, you first see these larger tables that look like they have shelves or drawers to pull out. And then you see crimson pooling on the floor. You look and you can see slunched, kind of grabbing onto the side of the desk, his stomach ripped open, and you can see part of his rib cage bowed outward at an awkward angle. His face kind of turned away and buried into the wood of the table is a man, elvish, in nice dressed clothes, dead.
Okay. Anything else in the room?
Make a perception check.
Oh boy. All right. Here's to hoping. Oh, beautiful. Let me check my modifier one more time. Natural 19
Okay.
with a +2, 21. Yep. My senses heightened as I saw the dead body. I was like, "Woo, something ain't right." Hold on, wait a minute.
You look around and you can see these kind of long marks in the desk and the floor at the feet of this man's body, as though like a blade or claws were pulled into the ground in a pair of two. And then you notice that the door over by the balcony that everyone has identified first has it has a curtain pulled over it, and you can just see the small bit of wind kind of pushing the curtains back ever so slightly, denoting that the door is not fully closed.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go across the room, as roughly quickly as I can to just try and like
Spider cannot go with you.
spiders. Oh, this is it.
The spider has to stay at the door in sight lines, but it cannot go beyond that room. I will not be able to see anymore.
Okay, I'm not. I wouldn't stop. Unless you blatantly say that in the beginning.
The spider's gonna like come off
As
as
I-
the door's opening and like
Okay.
stand down there, but like I can't go with you.
Okay. If that's the case, then yeah, spiders on the door. But I am beelining it across to swoosh that curtain and see if I can catch a glimpse
Okay.
of what might have just framed us as murderers.
You move over to the door, throw open the curtain, and see a slightly ajar door. You open the door, look over the balcony, and see nothing. Just the aerial view of the house adjacent to this property.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess in that case then, I'll, turn around, briefly try his pockets just to see if there's anything of note. Keys, documents.
You make an investigation check.
Yep. Sorry, I'm getting a call from
While
the
he's doing that, I'm gonna swap my perception real quick because I'm assuming there's a beast on the prowl now. I'm trying not to get eaten.
Wait, what was I making check for?
Investigation.
Sorry, guys. Okay, that's just a +0, so a 15.
15. As you kind of rifle through his pockets, you can see there probably was something in his vest pockets before his stomach had been torn open, but that's gone now. But through his trouser pockets, you do find a iron key ring with several keys dangling from it.
Okay. I don't think I would know that is having a hard time with those cases, so I'm gonna start trying desk drawers. I'm gonna keep that on my person and start trying desk drawers. Okay.
You pull open desk drawers and you can see different documents, different pages, different folders. There's a lot of paperwork that this person seems to go through. And as you do, if you want to look over some things, you can see that some of them are dictating financial transactions, some things are dictating shifts of the city guard, some things are dictating different orders that have come through from Forbel, the High City. You are frantically looking for anything regarding the third and are not finding it.
Not finding it. Okay. That's in all the the drawers.
Ripped open the desk drawers and have pawned through. There are just papers all over the floor.
Okay. I will take a handful of any, I don't know, receipts, transaction logs, general, just like that type of stuff. I'm gonna grab.
Okay.
Grab that control shift log.
And then I guess I will try cases on the sides here. Is that what we got?
Yes, they are tables with fold out drawers that can be pulled out.
Okay.
You kind of look into each of them and you can see most of them as you kind of pull through. The first one that you actually went to has several cases of liquors in them, different bottles, and you can see some crystalline glasses that are in that drawer. The other three that you go to have different different inscribed plaques or badges, different things that look like they need to be chiseled, need to be engraved, but are ready to be handed out either to exemplary citizens or exemplary members of the Watch. And you can see that most of these appear unused.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a handful of those, maybe 4 of those unstamped badges, just the coolest ones I see, because why not?
Getting some medals.
Yeah, and then I'll grab the glasses because they look expensive.
Yeah, the crystal glasses.
Yep, and I will. Is there other than the curtain on the door, is there any other curtain-esque tapestries or anything like that? Is the curtain on the door double curtains? Trying to think of making a hobo bag if I can to try and bring some goods.
You'd be able to tear down that curtain to make a bag. That's perfectly fine. It looks to be a very nice fabric that you tear off hooks above the door. And
Okay, I'm only going to take them off if from the outside it would not look like there is a missing curtain.
If someone is perceptive enough, it would.
Okay. And I don't know if these guards are that good. God, yeah. All right, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll grab a nice curtain, rip that thing down, throw it over the desk, start stacking stuff on it.
Okay.
Being cautious around the guy who's just having a bad day.
Okay.
So yeah, start throwing cups, pockets of those badges. Start trying the next one.
Mm-hmm. And those are what you are finding in those cases. So like one of those cases is the liquor case. One of those cases is full of like those medals. Another case is full of plaques. And like the last case is full of. You can see these kind of like. You actually kind of pull it open and it looks more it looks like the version of a noble person's junk drawer where they've thrown some things in there, crumpled up some things, just stored some things there to store them, but there is like an engraved pipe, there is a like set of like glasses that are in there, like reading glasses, not liquor glasses. But it seems to be a junk drawer of some type.
I'm gonna grab the engraved pipe.
Okay. Make sure you're writing this down.
Yeah, that's a good call. How many glasses did I take?
There would be 4 of them in total. You're allowed to take all of them.
Cool. No decanter, just the bottles.
No decanter, just the bottles of alcohol, and then the
fake nobility, honestly. Okay, and then my pipe, 4 matches. Okay. I guess with that, I'm not even gonna worry. I pulled the curtain down, didn't find much else. It's just gonna be standing on the table. I'm gonna boogie over to I mean I recognize the door in the corner.
Yes, that is the door. Okay.
Yeah, run over there to that very well hidden door.
Okay.
And try it.
You are able to open that door and. Kind of parallel to what you weren't able to see, there is a hallway. You can see different, like, these are more artistic paintings that are on the wall. They aren't portraits. You can see one that is a artistic rendition of the Grand Library. You can see one that is a rendition of a larger city that's by the ocean that you don't necessarily recognize. You can see one that is of a city hanging from the trees that is in this like densely packed forest area that you don't know. But there are those 4 paintings along the wall.
Are they pretty good size, or give me like rough estimation?
Estimation, they are quite large. They're probably about like 2 feet by like 4 feet paintings. Like they are sizable.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna slip the small knife that gave me, and I'm just gonna start cutting along the frame of the pictures, and then rolling them up as I'm going, tucking them under the arm. Next one.
Full heist mode. You just.
Oh yeah.
Carve out these paintings and place them over onto your hobo sack on the table, and are able to do that.
Try this other door as well if I can.
Absolutely. At around this point, you have finished doing yours. If there's anything additional you want to go for.
So on the first floor, those big statues. Did it look like I could take the pike or whatever, the spear, out of the hands, or is that like pretty secure in there?
I mean, if you want to give it a quick check, it looks like it has been cast as one central thing. It doesn't look like the spear's meant to come out. If you'd like to give it some elbow-greased persuasion, you're more than welcome to try.
The athletics.
Yes, it would be.
We'll give it a try for the fuck of it, but I'm really not expecting much here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it. 6.
Yeah. No. You tug on these golden spears and are rewarded for your efforts by just kind of sliding off the metal with no purchase.
Okay. With that, I'm going to go up to the 3rd floor. And meet Aelin up there.
Okay. As you make your way up to the 3rd floor, you are seeing the kind of... It's about at this stage that you do get up there. So you walk up the stairs, see that he's not in the immediate area, and then even as you are kind of glancing over, and I don't know how happy or upset or not that you're feeling about your work so far, but as you make it over to the door frame, you can see the scene that looks like it has unfolded, with the body disemboweled next to the desk and the just curtain that has been transformed into a bag filled with stuff next to the table or the desk.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if I just turn to my whatever side that is, my right, I'll see Aelin.
Indeed. You can see him just testing the handle on a door.
What did you do?
It wasn't me. We have a mystery third party. The documents weren't here. We need to finish the job.
Oh, fuck. Did you find keys?
Oh yeah, and they were on my. I'll toss them at
Clash of metal as you catch it in your hands.
Search that room. Meet me down on the 2nd.
I'll see you there.
I'm gonna rush back down to the 2nd floor.
Okay.
I suppose I don't care who you'd finish up with first.
Yeah, we'll do this real quick.
I got one more.
As you've got this one room, as you open it, and it is a bedroom, very clearly a master bedroom. As you can see, it's nicely furnished with comfortable clothes that are hung up next to the window, and elegant dresses that are also hung up on the wall. You can see a desk in the close corner, and the kind of larger bed that has been neatly made in the far corner.
All right. I'm gonna boogie in, I guess. Yeah. Start trying dresser, cabinets, anything I can.
Make an investigation check for the desk.
Sir, yes, sir. Damn, that is bad. I think that's just a blanket 3. Yeah.
Blanket 3. As you kind of parse over, you can see this kind of like stack of documents that have been kind of scribbled and written before. You can see another stack that looks to be kind of similar things. As you kind of look, you can see the Elvish that has been scratched out first and is now in the process of being like elegantly transcribed. Still Elvish, but in a much nicer and proper handwriting. As you kind of move around the ink, quills, different things, the desk seems to not have anything. Least of all, the folder for the northern third that you were looking for.
Okay. And then these other 2 things here, those would be dressers with clothing?
Yes.
Okay.
Very nice clothing.
Yeah. Anything that looks bejeweled or like particularly fine silks or material like that?
A couple of the dresses look to be made out of fine silk. You can also see at the edge of the dressers, you can see slots where jewelry, necklaces, rings, bracelets are being held, and you can see several of them glitter quite nicely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go hard on the jewelry then. I'm gonna really start just grabbing that stuff.
Okay.
Brooches, bracelets, necklaces, anything I can get my hands on.
You'll pick 3 necklaces.
Okay.
You'll get 5 bracelets. I'm waiting for you to say okay, and I'll say the next thing.
Go ahead. Keep going.
And a collection of only 2 rings.
Okay. What kind of? I'll look at them later, but briefly, what kind of rings are they? As I take a glance at them.
Yeah, as you see, one of them is very nice. It looks as someone who doesn't cater too far into jewelry, it looks like something that could be pawned for quite a bit, and the other one is quite plain, actually. Standard, not even silver, like a bronze band.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll take most of the jewelry back over, throw it in my little, I don't know, haversack, I guess. I will pocket the nice ring, so it's not just with the collection of other things.
Okay.
And then 2 or 3 of the silk dresses. I'm trying to be cognizant of space in Um's backpack, because I know we're going to be running out soon.
Mm-hmm.
But
There's not going to be a lot.
Yeah, I figure. So yeah, I'll take 2 of those finer dresses.
Okay. As you just kind of bunch them together and begin heading downstairs where we...
Wait,
Ooh.
Can I check under the bed?
Please do. Make an investigation check.
Thought you were going to get away from me here.
Only a little
By
bit.
itself, there it is, the folder. 6, I don't see anything. It's too dark.
Okay. We move downstairs to
Okay. Damn.
Okay. I'm going back for that quartz eye,
Okay.
and I'm assuming I have the keys for it now.
You do. It takes some time
Okay.
for you to go through it, but as far as you know, there's no one left in the building. Ophelia, roll a perception check.
I also want that odd coin.
Okay.
Okay, you're able to do so.
18.
18. You're doing one of your checks where your eyes pull back into being, and you can hear very, very factually the thudding of horses' hooves against the pavement. As you can hear, and another one next to it. 2 in a row, as you hear them sounding like they're getting closer.
Does this sound like the galloping of a horse, or does this sound like a bipedal horse?
Galloping.
Like the guard?
Last time you knew the guard was on foot. But maybe they have a horse.
This could be the carriage coming back. Did they leave in a carriage? Did we see them leave in a carriage?
You didn't see them leave. You guys pieced out before they left. You just knew that they were going to leave soon.
How far away is it, guesstimating?
It's very close. As you're hearing it grow louder and louder and louder. If you'd like to peek out of the bush, I would have you roll another stealth check, but you would be doing it with advantage.
Let's peek out of the bush.
Okay.
So let's get you that extra stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
17.
17. That's all good.
What do my elf eyes see?
Your elven eyes, as you peer out from the side of the bush, you can see a man on horseback, a bandage kind of over the left side of his arm, kind of crossing underneath the armpit, rush over to the side of the hedge where you can see him, and then as he dismounts by jumping off the side of the horse, you can no longer see him as he disappears on the other side of the hedge as you do. But you can see him very deliberately stopping in front of this person's house. Heavy boots hit the ground, and you can hear the sound of this armored person making their way to the front door.
Does he look like a guard?
He does not. He looks more armored. What you'd expect out of a
this is a general-
soldier.
Oh no, okay. I gotta draw attention. Before he gets to the door, I want to kind of peek out. I don't have enough. I lack things. I don't have room. Fucking.
What do you do?
Performance check. I'm screaming somebody help behind the building. I'm drawing his attention away by pretending to be in danger.
Okay. Are you going to be doing this attempting to be seen, or are you going to do this and attempt to not be seen?
I'm attempting to not be seen, and I'm gonna use magic missile to blow up a garbage can 120 feet away from me, away from this building, through this hedge.
Okay. Make a performance check.
I don't have any bonuses in performance, so this is a problem.
Let's see what you got.
JC, I know my future.
What is your future?
And that's a 14.
Oh, that's not as cool.
It's gonna have to be good enough.
A 14, as I have just rolled the DC, is higher than 12. And as so, you hear this man's armor as his entire body turns, and you cast out this missile, and you hear it just as a section of trash that has been thrown into the back of this alleyway from one of the houses further down, about a block away, explodes. I'm going to have you, because of this being successful and he's heard you, and it's becoming from closer, you do not have advantage on the stealth check because you have revealed your location, but please, by all means, dive back into the hedge and try to hide again against his active perception.
His active perception? Don't roll that yet.
I will not. I have the dice next to me, though.
I got a 15. I know his future. It's an 8.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay. As you dive back into the brush, you hear this man step over and look, and it is a much older looking high elven gentleman. You can see the bandage over his left arm and underneath his armpit. You can see that he's holding onto a sword on his hip, and he's looking around, and he sees kind of like some of the magic remnants over and begins heading that way. I would like and Ellen to roll perception checks.
Okay.
I just wanted to pop that one up just real quick and to throw another
You
little
gotta go for
guy in there.
I got a 14.
See if I can line this up perfectly with my. I got a beautiful natural 20 with a +3 as well, so another 23.
Both of you from the second floor, as you are on that side, hear this scream and are able to react however you wish. You hear this call for help, and then this and and like raining down of like you hear different bits of rubbish hit the cobblestone after some sort of detonation happened outside. The two of you, you have just pulled open the display case to grab the eye. Aelin, you have just come down the stairs. What are the two of you doing?
The eye or the coin?
The eye was the one you were going for first, you said.
Yeah.
So you have just done the first one.
Okay. Is the coin in the same case or is it in a different case?
It is in a separate case. Would you like to spend a little bit of extra time to grab the coin? As the two of you kind of look at each other, both of you realizing that the other has heard this.
The
I'm gonna
explosion.
take off my bag and kind of like slide it across the floor to Aelin. And while he's shoving the shit in my bag, I'm going to grab the coin.
Okay, you do know Aelin currently has like this large curtain that is acting as a bag and currently holding more than your bag can hold.
Get the important stuff in there. Just leave what we don't need. Aelin,
Okay.
you make that call on what you grabbed, but I want this coin.
Okay. JC, do you want to know what I'm moving over?
Yes.
Okay.
Take note that you already have 4 of those paintings in that bag right now as you open it. It is already taking up substantial room.
Yeah. I'm gonna do my very best to keep those bad boys on me.
Okay.
But I will move all of the jewelry outside of the ring in my pocket
Okay.
into the bag.
Okay.
The 4 glasses I will move in there as well.
Okay.
And I guess I'll leave let's see, so that is these here and
So the
4 glasses.
the portraits
I'll have
are in.
Yep.
The paintings are currently not in.
Mm-hmm.
And the paintings at this moment are not going to fit with you putting the jewelry and glasses in that bag.
Can I just carry them on my person?
If you'd want to just carry them out in public, you're welcome to.
Okay. I'm gonna do my very best to. So, yeah, I'll keep the pipe and the badges in my pocket.
Okay.
Yep.
As
Yeah.
you see, as you're unlocking this secondary case, as Aelin just kind of begins throwing stuff, and he throws like some dresses out to the side, but the majority of stuff he stuffs into your bag, and then when he sees the bag is full after putting some crystalline glasses in there, he just begins to stuff his own pockets with things, and you see he puts like some medals into his pocket, he puts just basically filling his pockets, and as he stands up you can hear the kind of shifting of, it sounds like coin, like heavy coin on his person, as he moves to pick up four more paintings that he has rolled up and pulled out of the other bag, instead of carrying or being able to place them in that bag.
Okay. Okay. I'll shove, I assume I'll be able to fit the coin in the bag.
Oh, you'd be able to fit the coin in your pocket without it causing anything. It is the size of a gold piece.
Okay. I'll throw that in the bag.
Blink.
Aelin, make sure you wrap those paintings in something.
I suppose my cloak is still right around the corner. I figured I would. Are we?
I suppose that'll work. And we should probably get out of here. Too much is going on.
Let's. And I'll boogie my way down the stairs.
Okay. Both of you make your way down the stairs to the first floor. Where are you leaving the house from?
I'm gonna
go the way
try the door.
We came.
Yeah, do you want us to go right back out the window, I guess? I mean, or we can try to unlock the door with the keys you probably have.
I have the keys, yeah. Or out the window, I don't really care, but I have the keys, let's just go out the door. It shouldn't cost me any extra time.
Yep, those keys do in fact unlock the door. as Ophelia, you see the door open and a slightly encumbered and a heavily encumbered Aelin step through holding a bunch of shit.
As we leave, I'm gonna throw. Actually, you know what? I hate these people. I'm just gonna keep the keys. I'm just gonna put them in my pocket.
Okay.
There was a soldier. I sent him that way, but he'll be coming back here shortly. We have to move. The spider's shunted back into the demi-plane or whatever.
Okay.
We gotta get going. Now.
I'm gonna grab the cloak and hold out my hand for the paintings so that Aelin can pick up Ophelia. While
Okay.
he's doing that,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I will.
wrap the paintings.
Yeah, I'll pass them over. Oh shit. I have to figure something to do with my armor.
I
How,
with this cloak, could I make like a? This is so demoralizing. You know the thing they use to like tie babies to their chest?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got two.
That the Eskimos use.
I would love to do that with the cloak and this armor here. In quite a hurry.
I mean, as you even think of it, you can start hearing the call-outs of that soldier. All three of you suddenly hear the, "Where are you?" And this kind of pause before he gets a couple 10, maybe 20 feet closer as you hear the voice ring out again. I can't find you. Where are you? You guys are running out of time.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So,
I'll throw the cloak. Make that shit happen.
With my one good hand and my odd mage hand, what can I fashion together?
So you can make a sleight of hand with intelligence to try and fashion this. The big thing is who is going to be carrying it, because right now Aelin is preoccupied holding a bunch of paintings, and cannot effectively carry you. They would be slowed at this moment.
You might have to say fuck it to the armor. Let's just go.
I
Might have
can't.
to get you some new shit later.
I can't say fuck it to the armor. I'm gonna drop the 4 paintings on the tuck them in the hedge in hopes that maybe we can come back for them. But I'm not leaving my armor behind. I can't.
All right, you tuck the paintings in there.
Yep.
Ophelia, what have you rolled?
You said I could use
Sleight of hand with intelligence.
so I can add sleight of hand and my intelligence score?
Sleight of hand, you take away your dexterity and you add your intelligence instead.
Okay, so I'm not proficient with it, so it's just gonna be like just straight intelligence.
Just straight intelligence.
Oh, fuck, 9.
9. At this point, you're unable to effectively tie anything, but with Aelin deciding to drop the paintings, he is able to carry you basically underneath one of his arms and grab his armor with the other, as he is not needing to decide between you/the armor and the paintings.
Go, 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 go.
And with this,
We have to go.
are you guys going back onto that main road in front of the mansion?
I think we should puzzle
I
through.
want to cut through. Is the guard walking or running?
He is currently walking, trying to find whoever yelled. There is an
And he's, like,
active
down?
perception check coming. Yes. He is going to be
okay.
coming down that area.
How far is he currently?
If you want to poke your head out of the hedge and look, otherwise he sounds like he's maybe 100 feet away. Maybe. He could be closer, could be
enough.
farther.
Good enough for me. I want to cut across the yard this way and then back out to the road.
Okay.
can take me so long. Okay.
All
We're
right.
kind of in the same boat.
Well, that's fair.
Does encumbered give you half movement?
It does.
Okay. I mean, I'm only like 5 feet faster than you, I think. So
That's so with
Alright.
with is Ophelia focusing on anything other than her?
Particular.
Okay.
Trying to
So
keep
you-
an eye on this guy, but other than
Yeah,
that, you know.
yeah. Keep in mind in the backpack, to spare me from losing more speed, we gotta use your bonus action to stay balanced, unless you want to can that and move at half speed.
We're bonus actioned up.
Okay. As all three of you kind of step out in the street, you do see that there are. You don't see anyone, luckily, that you immediately recognize coming down the street. But there are some people beginning to come back from dinner, different sort of things. And so, as you are all making your way down this road, there are two general options that I'd like to give you at this moment. One is to attempt to hold your heads high and walk through the street as normal people, or two, get across the street from this residence and duck through the back alleyways away from that soldier who is looking for people and attempt to avoid the eyes of the standard crowd. Stealth or performance?
stealth.
So, yeah,
All right.
1,000 times over.
As we know, one of you are carrying an individual, so you'd have disadvantage on stealth. The other does not have to roll, and you roll normally.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Oh no.
As long as it's not the special number, Cody.
I think you know what it is. I think you know what it is.
All right.
That's a natural one.
I'm going to roll for what kind of event happens off of this natural one real quick.
This guy stinks. All right.
Okay. As you kind of begin to make your way, you have gotten a little bit more used to carrying Ophelia, but it's almost like your armor's been working as a counterweight, and with it on the other side of you, you're not used to it. And in this initial dash across the street, you trip, fall, and you can hear the crash as you fall. Luckily, Ophelia lands over top of you, and so Ophelia does not get crushed by your form or your armor. However, what doesn't land on top of you is the backpack, and you can hear the smashing of something inside as something breaks. I would like,
Okay.
once again, there is a higher DC now, but you will get to reroll that stealth check. You get to keep it.
Yeah. All right.
Can I help in some way?
How?
Is there any way that I can help this?
You tell me.
The cantrips I have available to me, dancing lights. Could I distract people enough with the dancing lights? They blink in existence within a range I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Could I distract them with dancing lights?
There is a possibility that you distract them with dancing lights, but if you fail, there would be immediate guards being called on you. Because you would be immediately seen doing something not permitted within the city. And as such would cause issues. If you are willing to take that risk, you're in the nicer part of the district. They're going to call the cops on a dark elf casting a spell.
Who's perceiving us right now?
Right now, there are just general citizens walking back from the taverns or restaurants. You don't know how much the DC has gone up by, but a natural one was enough to fail. If you'd like to not give him if you'd like to cancel out his disadvantage, you can cast this. But I will say, if he does fail, there will be cops.
I could cancel out the disadvantage.
A normal roll.
The DC is higher.
Yes.
Cody,
Yes or
what
no?
is your what is your modifier?
For
Stealth.
Yes.
plus 3. Plus 3.
In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go.
All right.
Trying to
Please.
shield my face while I do it. I'm gonna peek out the bag. Fuck shit happens. Let's
Okay.
go. We gotta get out of here, man.
Please
This
roll
is
that
awful.
stealth check.
A 7. I'm having a bad way, man.
You rolled a 7?
I rolled a 4 and I have a plus 3 modifier. It's 7. This
All those
sucks.
nat 20s you rolled earlier.
The DC was a 14.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm sure it
Just
was.
run. Just run.
As
Just run.
you push this out, you can see that as you try to like pull it away, unfortunately you kind of jostle Ophelia with this, and her hand kind of pulls back, and unintentionally the orb pulls back over to her, highlighting the side of her face. And you can see this kind of like gentle, like this kind of slightly beginning to bald elven gentleman just point and goes, "Dirt skin!" And people pull over and look at you, and they go, "Gods!" And he like actually like goes up and snaps his finger. "There's a criminal!" And you can see him like just kind of slurring his words, red in the face. "Criminal!" As you can see some guards that don't initially want to acknowledge him look over, and you can see their eyebrows raise and their jaws kind of drop as they do in fact see the illuminated form of a drow with a spell hovering just above her fingers. And immediately the two of you, you were still stealthed at this moment, see these two people grab onto their swords and begin running towards the two of you, yelling, "Stop."
Okay.
What would you
Okay.
like to do?
Can I make a move? Can I make a move?
Go for it. This is what you got.
Okay. Yeah,
Are you stopping? Are you taking
I'm in-
off? What are you doing?
I'm in the middle of the road.
You are at the
Right.
edge of the road on the other side.
The edge of the road. Okay.
Can I do something real quick?
Go for
Just
it.
wanted to go to the damn alley, man. Why are we on
I
the
know.
main road?
I know why we're in the main road.
I'm gonna assume Alien can see me. I'm going to point left and then go right, hoping you understand what I'm getting at. And I'm running. I'm leaving.
Yeah, but one of us is a maid. The other one is two dark skin elves. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna try and outrun the guards.
Okay.
If it is there, I'm carrying Ophelia, right?
Yeah.
Like in one arm, and then I have the backpack, and then I have my armor, and then I have my shoelaces tied together. I got like a running speed of like 10, right? Like I'm not going anywhere, dude.
You have currently your half running speed.
Yeah.
So they
Sprint
are,
at
unless
40
if
we use your hack.
unless if you do something, they will catch you without needing to do any
I don't have.
rolls.
I don't want to just ditch Ophelia though. Like I don't know where they're taking. I don't know where they're taking.
Oh, they're gonna kill me if you drop me.
I know. That's the problem. Because I could bamf out of here, but I can't just leave you here.
That would in fact leave her.
Yeah, to die. Yeah, and I assume it would be far too much to drop the backpack in this moment.
I mean, that's the thing. You could drop the backpack and see if that distracts them, but you're still running at half speed is the big thing.
Yeah.
If that's what you
I
want to
could try to
test,
distract
that's what
them.
you can do.
I'm gonna try to distract one to buy some time. How far away are they?
They are currently running across the main road, so they are about 30 feet away from you.
Which one looks the toughest?
It's a toss-up between the two. You can see their armor makes them look quite similar in build. One of them appears to be a high elf, and the other one looks to be maybe half high elf.
Racism goes both ways. Let's go, high elf.
Okay.
Still trying to conceal my face a bit. I'm not trying to give too much away. I am gonna extend my arm in like this performative motion and say, you know, let's really ham it up. In Undercommon, Paul, I'm causing fear.
Okay.
I need a wisdom saving throw.
All right. That's a 4.
That is a failure.
He might have advantage. Hold on. He does not. Okay, that is a failure.
He is now frightened of me.
Alrighty. As you... as both of you begin kind of running, you can see this one just kind of like skids to a stop, and the half elf kind of looks back and goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Get them!" And just points. And the half elf, you just see him kind of shrug, and kind of used to taking orders from this individual, and just continues his trek towards the two of you, his run.
Dude, we're so boned.
But this guy cannot.
He cannot
willingly
get
move
closer.
to me. He has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Do they doubt him at any point? He stopped in his tracks. He's sending his subordinate in.
And
this freaky ass dirt elf is crashing out.
At this point, the subordinate's used to being ordered around by the high elf. Aelin, what are you doing?
And it's 2 guards.
It's now 1 guard. The other one is frozen in his tracks, pointing and yelling at you.
Which, I mean, we're not going to be like, oh. And there's a lot of people in the street, or is it just
There's
like
about half a dozen. There's the blustering elf that pointed you guys out. There's a couple that looks to have been on a stroll, and there's this group of 3 other elven people.
I have so little that I can do outside of run and then action surge to run again.
That'll
Like,
buy you around, because that gets you to the same speed that this guy's going at.
Yeah.
Allow
for now.
Ophelia to do something else. All right, so this first one is dedicated to you burning your action surge just to put forth the adrenaline to keep up with your overburdened state as the guard begins to close in on you. Another action is now available to both of you. Ophelia, as you two dive into this alleyway, you can see the guard kind of skid along the ground for a second before he picks up the chase on you again. Both of you guys are off the street in an alleyway.
So the one I scared the first time, he's not catching up.
He is not catching up.
Oh, fuck. Is it gonna work a second time? Is it gonna work a second time? Is it going to work a second time? It's all I have. It is literally all I have. I don't have anything else. It's gonna have to work. Fall once more, and I'm gonna renew my cause fear onto this one.
Okay. They rolled a 19.
They're able to shake off this impending sense of dread. I'm out of options.
All right. Aelin, you can see that they call out fall in this language, but they do not. The half-elf does not seem to stop as this young man continues to run towards the two of you. What would you like to do?
Okay, so we've turned down
An
alley
alleyway.
at this point. Okay, relatively
You've
by ourselves.
remained 30 feet apart from this man.
Yeah.
He has not managed to catch
Okay.
you.
Okay. Does he look pretty well armored?
He looks to have standard, like a light metallic armoring with a sword at his side. He's medium armor is the best way to say it.
Okay. I'm gonna try something stupid.
Okay.
This is such a bad idea because I don't have armor.
Let's find out.
I'm going to drop Ophelia on the ground, drop my armor on the ground, rush, pulling my rapier out. I'm going to rush 5 feet at him, and then I'm going to use my blessing of Vandria to teleport behind him, spinning around in an attempt to stick him. Do I get any sneak attack or anything like that? I mean,
You would not get
trying
sneak
to,
attack.
Throw the
He is-
backpack to distract him.
He is well aware of you, is the
Yeah.
problem. And so as you throw this down, you teleport next to him, which gets you there, and he looks around, but he is still there. Please make an attack roll, if that's
Yeah.
what you are attempting to do.
Even trying to distract him with the backpack thrown at him. I assume he's like, oh, whatever.
I will say you can make a performance check really quickly.
Sure. Okay.
It's a hard DC. This is a DC of 15 to distract him from you.
Yeah, that didn't pass.
Okay. So you do not have
I
advantage.
Have some part in that.
Damn, this sucks. Okay.
You have currently
I'm
cast
gonna
fear
check.
as your action, and so that
Yeah.
has fallen through.
I'm out of stuff.
Okay. I'll make my attack then. Does an 18 hit?
Yes, it does.
Sweet. Please don't fail me. Not bad. 11 points of damage.
Okay. As you carve into this young man's kind of back, you hear the kind of splitting of pads and metal underneath his back as he kind of like doubles over in pain for a moment before he kind of spins, barely hanging on. You can see this man's in a lot of pain, but he is still up.
Yeah.
And it's going to go to his action unless if you have a second thing you would like to do.
No, I used my my action surge, so
He is going to attempt to hit you.
yeah.
That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah. Without my armor, that hits.
Okay. He has a sword.
Mm-hmm.
As he draws it, that is 9 points of damage. As he cuts, and as you're not wearing your armor, it cuts into the soft under padding of your form, and you see blood pool over your chest as he looks at you. That is going to be his turn. Both of you, Ophelia and Aelin, are allowed to act right now. Whichever of you talks first gets to go first. Do what you need to do.
It's him or Aelin. It's him or Aelin. I choose Aelin. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Me? All right. Yeah.
Not you, him.
Oh, him. Okay.
That is a 14.
He just barely makes it. I am going to attempt. Is there anyone around that would recognize this spell? This is Toll the Dead.
This man does not seem to, and you guys are currently in an alleyway, so not many, no one immediately has seen you. Maybe people might be rushing to find out what's going on, people interested in the chase. They have not gotten here yet.
Okay. That's my turn. I can't do anything else.
Aelin.
All right. As he slashes me across the chest, I'm gonna take step back, and then with my rapier, I'm just gonna thrust in directly towards him.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Hard with the shoulder. Hard with the shoulder. I'm gonna roll this beefy metal dice that has never done me good. Oh shit! Show me a 21.
21 hits. Please roll damage.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. That is another 9 points of damage.
As you thrust forward, you feel it break through his armor and into his skin as the blood pushes out of his mouth and onto the front of your neck and chin as you pull in close to him, as you see the light in this young man's eyes leave him as he crumples to the ground.
Okay, as he's crumpling, I'm gonna say, just very, very quickly, I'm going to say, I'm so sorry for you and your loved ones. Vandria, please take this soul. And then, without skipping a beat, pull my rapier out in a dash, I guess a run, towards back towards Ophelia. I'm probably 35 feet away still, so that's kind of the rest of my turn, is just trying to get back to her.
Okay, as you rush over, pick up these Ophelia and the items, you see a silhouette kind of move over as you're not paying attention, as you throw these over their shoulder, and you just hear this feminine just scream kind of pierce the air of the evening as she sees what scene is before her. You pick up Ophelia and you are able to run off. I would love a... This is gonna hurt you. A stealth check.
Yeah. With super disadvantage. 11.
Let me get a DC for you.
Use your worst dice, please. The one that betrays you every time.
I only have my 2 metal dice with me right now, and they both love me. Unfortunately, or fortunately, actually, Ophelia, does that fear stay, or is it a concentration?
It's concentration, and I lost it the moment I tried it on the second guy.
So he does not have disadvantage. He is currently the only guard in the area. You know what? I'll take my convention dice and use that one for his roll. With a 7, you slink away into the darkness.
Thank God. Back to the tavern! Oh, wait, what are you doing?
No, we're not.
Yeah. So, I'd like to find a nice secluded section of alley
Mm-hmm.
away from the action. And I'd like to quickly change out of the maid's clothing into my normal clothing.
Okay.
And then what do I want to do? There's the something flask. What the fuck is that place called? You know, whatever. The nice place, the place we were staying.
Yeah, the fresh flask.
Fresh flask. And then
That was the sound of the bag breaking.
oh,
Cody just drops his dinner onto the ground.
Okay. Isn't there like a back entrance to the fresh flask?
Yes, there is, through the bathhouse. Because the bathhouse is slightly disconnected, and then there's the walkway. You're able to enter through that.
Okay. I'd like to make my way back to the fresh flask and enter through the back, and then just I'm just gonna go straight to my room and lock the door.
Okay.
Um,
What form are you taking? Because you said you changed clothes. Are you staying as the maid?
I am keeping the maid's face until I get to the bathhouse, and then, assuming no one, like if there's no one to see me first as I'm approaching, if there's no one to see me, I'll change back to the tiefling.
Okay.
So that if anyone sees me entering, I'm entering the same way that I left.
Alrighty. As you push through, Glaren, you and your guest, acquaintance, regardless, have been able to have dinner. The conversation has slowed into this kind of awkward back and forth as you're not too sure how or why this person is struggling the way he is. But no matter what, he seems content or comfortable being here at this table. But regardless, you're looking at maybe a new mug or maybe just the bottom of the drained mug that you had of ale after dinner has been served and eaten or picked at as your mind kind of carries. And as you look up, as the door opens and they shuffle in, you do see a familiar face of your tiefling ally. As they begin just quickly walking with a heavy bag past the diner, or past the tables, looking like they're beelining towards their room.
I'll just let them go for now.
Okay. Felden, I'd like you to make an insight check.
OMG, I get to roll dice in my dice rolling
I'm
game.
sorry.
Crazy.
I know that no one else feels bad for you because you've been missing for
Yeah,
the
sorry,
first bit, but I feel
yeah.
bad.
We were busy shitting
This is
the
what you
bed.
get for
Sorry,
being
buddy.
late.
Low-key. No, this is
James
my
didn't
penance.
deserve it for going on a family trip, though. I'm sorry, James.
You'll get your time.
Good.
You said insight?
Yes, insight.
Oh, fantastic. Unnatural 20.
You do notice as Glairun takes notice of someone else step into the room, and then almost just as quickly as this person moves past, doesn't go to move to talk to them or acknowledge them, but this is someone that has caught his attention, and you can see this tiefling moving through quickly with a bag before they turn the corner and you hear a door open and shut in the inn.
So I do get like a clock on who it is. Like if I saw him again, I'd be able to.
100%.
Okay, fantastic.
You'd be able to look at me and be, hey, that's a funny looking tiefling.
That's a funny looking tiefling. That tiefling looks like I hold a heavy bag.
Sounds good to me. I will remember that.
All right. But unless if the two of you are silent once again, or if the two of you decide to be silent, or if there's nothing else or nothing further that you guys want to start talking about, I'll move on to the next event that happens at the inn. All right, so the two of you silently eat and drink. Aelin, where are you heading? You have blood splattering the front of you. Your armor weighs heavy on your left side. Ophelia weighs heavy on your right.
Mm-hmm.
The bag over your back. Where are you going?
Do I have any sense of direction?
Make your survival check.
Yeah.
Do I have proficiency in survival? It'd be crazy if I did.
I can be like muttering too, like where are we?
Yeah, Ophelia, it's very easy to see that this person's panicking.
I'm in a bad way.
JC, when I got into town, I didn't immediately make my way to the northern gate, did I?
No, you didn't.
It may have taken a day or two, right?
It did.
Give me some lateral movement. Is day one hiding place worth any good right now?
You're in the northern district. Day one hiding place is in the southern district. It would be day two hiding place that you'd be going for. Day two hiding place would be a like small.
Probably an abandoned cellar.
Well, it's it's less of an abandoned cellar and more of a side house of where like you'd expect you had taken advantage of like a small outer like bungalow building or shed, place where like tools are stored and things like that. Not necessarily insulated, but having walls and a roof. You can guide them there.
It's gonna have to do. Ophelia's gonna, like, seeing Aelin start losing it, kind of like gently reach out from the bag, like towards the gash on his chest, and kind of put pressure on it to help the bleeding, and say, "It'll be fine. This way." And she's gonna explain to him how to get there.
Okay.
Do I still need to roll on that, or is it?
You'd roll with advantage.
Okay.
You are still the one navigating, and if you
Yep.
panic too much, you guys will be lost in the
I'm
city.
not. Yeah. I
With
definitely
guards
listened to her.
looking for
Dude, where the fuck were these not 5 minutes ago? I rolled a 17 and a 16.
Okay.
That's spectacular. That's spectacular, dude. That's
Those-
so cool.
fuck.
Man,
Those
after
are
2 nat
highs.
ones, that's so cool.
The highs and lows.
The highs and
Yeah.
lows. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's how it is. Now two people are
With
dead.
plus
Who
2
would've thought?
mod, that's a 19.
19. Okay, you're able to
Yeah.
move through. As even as you get to this, you can see this nicely gilded shed that just so happens to not be locked. This person would thinks that they're in too good of a side of town for it to be any worry. And even as you pull shut, you can hear the sounds of armor moving. And you look out the window of this shed as you set Ophelia down on one of the workbenches, and you look and you watch as a half dozen armored men begin patrolling the street, one of them with the edge of his spear glowing this bright, radiant light. There are search parties. As the men move past, unbeknownst to the shed, Ophelia, you can see your companion heave this sigh of either exhaustion, relief, or guilt.
With a bit of ripped up, what's left, the bottom portion of my cloak that's not even really covering anything. It's probably been tied in knots. I'm gonna rip that apart. Hit you with a crisp medicine check, and effectively just try to comfort you.
In this in this brief moment too, I'll take that in and just take one like long, deep, good sigh, taking my second wind to take a D10 plus my level.
Okay.
Ooh, the D10, the elusive D10. Is that it, or is that a 12? That's it. Okay. Plus 2, so 8 more points, which just about gets me back up there.
Okay.
And I'll start to. I'd like to try and start like grabbing my armor to put it back on.
Easy
And
enough.
kind of just like that. Yeah, it like stressed mindset. Just get my shit in order.
You watch as your companion Ophelia goes into this almost like robotic maneuver of you're watching someone who's done something hundreds or thousands even of times, slowly strapping, tying knots, putting on these armor platings, protecting the injury that they have, which has been the bleeding has stopped, but you can just see this red marking going across his chest.
Not our best work, I'd say.
Yeah, you could say that. That boy probably had a family. And I'll just, still strapping my shit on. Very disgruntled.
Let's take a moment to compose ourselves, shall we?
Do we still have time? Do we still have time to compose ourselves?
We can't move from here anyway. We might as well wait a moment.
You're right. You're right.
Go ahead and lay down for a moment.
I'll take a seat back down. And kind of just like sit there silently, hand in my pocket, like thumbing through something?
Ophelia doesn't really have a like a lap anymore, does she?
No.
Uh, she will prop herself up at a bit of an odd angle. So it's mostly like her stomach on the ground. She's probably just gonna lay flat on the ground and beckon him over. And it's like how someone would let you lay their head in your lap for comfort. She has nothing but her stomach at this point, honestly. So you're gonna have to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, I'll scooch over and lay down, and I'll say, it's funny there for a little bit. I thought things were going really well, and oh, and I got you this, and I'll out of my pocket pull out the nicer ring, the much nicer ring that was pawnable, and I'll reach it up and hand it to her.
Aren't you sweet?
It's a very fine ring with a small diamond in the center.
I'll hold on to it for now. And she continues to talk and say, fate has a way of giving and fate has a way of taking. Today's failure is tomorrow's success. Today's success is tomorrow's failure. Just let's take a moment to rest. And we'll meet with the halfling as quick as we can. But you just take a moment to breathe. And if allowed, I would like this to count as a short rest, the hour we're going to take here.
Oh, of course. You guys can take a short rest.
Until things die down.
Of course. From you two moving back over to the fresh flask, the two of you are kind of still in that awkward between no moves have been making, just quiet eating, one a bit more ravishly than the other, as the doors kind of open up to the inn and you hear the shuffling of armor. Glarin, you look up to see the city watch moving over, their eyes kind of scanning the crowd. They kind of move past and through, stopping to talk to that singular high elf that had his glass of wine over at the other table, who has turned to ignore you. He kind of leans in and speaks something. You're not sure what. And you see the high elf kind of shake his head, shrug. And you see the guard looks a little frustrated, but still nods. He looks over at the other one and points them as they begin to move over to the reception desk where you guys had signed in and registered at the inn. The other one moves over there and waits until a staff member approaches. You can see a kind of hushed, muted conversation happen between this older woman that came to tend to the desk and this guard with this very serious face. And the two of you do anything.
Are they too far away to catch any snippets of what they might be saying?
The one by the half elf or the one by the older high elf who was watching you, you could roll perception. It's over your passive.
Yep. Nope, not gonna do it.
Not over your passive?
Nope.
Okay.
I would like to be kind of taking note, seeing if I can kind of find that spark in people's eyes that I've been mysteriously told about. Just kind of taking a survey, like the high elf, the guards, see if it's like the lady talking to the guards, like just anybody I can get And if I look crazy, I mean, I've probably looked crazy this whole time.
Yeah.
But it's like if I'm just staring at people trying to figure it out, I don't really care.
Gotcha. You can make a perception check.
Fantastic. OMG. Okay, hold on. That is an 18.
18. As you and Glaren both kind of like lean over to listen, you more look than listen. You still manage to pick up what the guard is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Any dark skin moving through here? What? You heard me. Any followers of the spider? Any ground dwellers? Why would I know if those swill are walking around? You looked observant, sir. It is not my job to be observant, it's yours. I understand, sir. Sorry for bothering your evening. Stands up. Makes the gesture for the other one to go over to the desk. You look over to the desk. You assume that they might be asking the same questions.
Mm-hmm.
No interesting sparks.
Okay.
Unfortunately or fortunately, however you want to perceive it, so far this high elf is the most interesting that you've ran into, if even just for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
He's sparked before, maybe he'll spark again.
And I would like to convey that more hush this time, less crazy, less attention. I do want to convey what I got from that conversation to the gentleman sitting across from me, just kind of as like that's kind of like a weird, like, it's odd that they're like coming in here and asking these questions, right? Like that's kind of crazy.
Laren's gonna kind of get a dark expression crossing his face for a second. We may have some trouble brewing.
I'm gonna like look over my shoulder to the guards and like make sure they're not close to us.
At this point, they've moved away up to the reception desk, so in technically another room, but they are still
Okay.
within your eyesight.
Sure. I'm gonna like lean closer and just ask, what?
One of my traveling companions was a dark elf. I haven't seen very many, even in just the last couple of months that I've been here. Practically none. I can't imagine that there have been any more passing through with how tightly closed down the city has been.
So you're telling me that your unaccounted for companions are now being actively pursued by what I would assume are a royal guard of sorts?
Seems that way, yeah.
Oh god.
Perhaps it's time I go figure out what happened.
Before you go, I'm gonna like put out my hand for him to shake it and say, "What's your name?"
Glaren.
Glaren.
And yours?
It's nice to meet you. I'm Valden, but you can just call me Val.
Very nice to meet you too. I do apologize, but I better be checking here pretty quick. If you want to hang around, I'm sure I'll be back out in the common area before too long here.
Well, it seems like I don't have much of another place to go, so I'll likely be around as well. Best of luck with your situation.
It is appreciated.
And I'm gonna go buy a room because I'm assuming that's something I have to do because I don't have one.
Absolutely. You begin to step up as the two of you step away from the table, laboring, placing down some coin for the ale and food. And the two of you need to go figure something out. One of you needs to find out how much a bed costs, and the other one needs to figure out if some of their companions are coming back to lie in theirs. And that's where we're going to end the session for tonight. Thank you, everybody.
So fucking scared right now.
Thank you, everybody, so much for
Let's go.
watching. Thank you, everybody, so much. Hope you had a great time. Sorry, James and Alpha didn't get to roll too many dice, but you know the city's not trying to kill you at the moment. So, like, you know, pros and cons. Thank you, all 5 of you, for being willing to participate in this new continent that has been established, but you guys haven't been able to see much until now. And thank you, everybody, so much for watching the stream. I hope you had a wonderful time. If you've been joining us before, we love to see you. And if you've joined us for the first time, thank you. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope that you're going to come back next time. And if you want to, please be free to follow. It's free. But until next time.
One more task before we end.
You've reminded me.
Assign the good boy point.
The good boy points. I am. You know what? We're gonna do. Everything went so wrong. It is so fun. I am going.
The no good boy point?
The no good boy points? No. It's funny to give good boy points to the people who weren't involved in the heist, because I think that would be funny, but it also feels wrong. I will, as I don't have anyone standing head and shoulders above each other, which is both a good and a bad thing, I will award the good boy points as a bit of a apology to the 2 people who were on the sidelines this stream. So Alpha and James are going to get their inspiration for Usapait, because you guys got to go on a bit of a heist. Just for a bit of an explanation for people on the good boy points, it is a charged version of inspiration where you can re-roll any dice roll, except it's not just any d20 dice roll. It is any time you roll a singular dice, you can re-roll it. You just have to announce what you're re-rolling. It can be a d4 for guidance if you're that petty, or a d100 roll for teleportation. If that ever somehow comes up, it probably will never. But until then, I hope the 5 of you had a wonderful time, as I know I did. And we'll have to figure out what happens next as the city is on high alert, with guards searching for a couple dark elves, as that's what they think is going on. Until then, I will see you in the next video or stream. Take care. Good night. Bye.